Oh, we got the flag in the background. The flag.
Oh, yeah.
Islamism. It's Islamism. Welcome back to Sunday School. Welcome everybody. Come on in. We're gonna give it a few minutes to let everybody join. And we're gonna have another wonderful Sunday. Another beautiful Sunday. Yes, JL is here. She's popping. She's active. She's healthy. She's happy. She's healthy.
JL, eat your breakfast. Eat strawberries. Right there. Eat your strawberries.
Good morning, Islam. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Recording in progress.
Islam. Okay, eat it. Just blow it a little bit. Good job. Islam. Yeah, it's just, what's not working? You got the right Zoom meeting? Come here, let me see. Let me see.
Well, Islam, good morning. Welcome to another Sunday School for Children. We are back with another wonderful Sunday School. We're going to go over what it means to be Moorish American again. That's been the central theme for the past few months. What does it mean to be a Moorish American?
I'm gonna give it back. Let me find the meeting ID, girl.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the Moorish American prayer. We're gonna come in. Do we have the singing bowl available?
Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Okay, let's do our
Let's see
singing
that
bowl
real
first.
quick so I can get them signed in.
Okay, Islam, we're gonna do the singing bowl this morning. So we do the singing bowl to clear the ethers, to clear the energy. To allow our minds to be open to knowledge, to information, to wisdom, and to open our minds up to being and appreciating being Moorish American. We back. We're going to inspire ourselves today. Okay, here we go.
Give it a minute. I'm looking for it.
Islamism. Okay. Welcome back to Sunday School for Children, where we come to get inspired, where we come to learn more about what it means to not be Black people. We've survived Black History Month, y'all. Congratulations. We made it through. You know, they tried to bombard us with the foolishness of being Black. It's a beautiful thing to have an understanding, to be one of the adepts, to be to not be slaves to sin. You know,
I'm trying to get the children's song going.
All right, so let's go ahead and pray in as my wife's helping the children get set in. We got loud backgrounds today. JL is active. She's a blessing for my life. So it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pray. Okay. And then we're gonna do it in Spanish.
Come here,
as well.
JL, let's pray in. Come on, let's pray. Come on. Whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're gonna do 2 fingers on the right, 5 on the left. Please repeat after me the Moorish American prayer.
All right.
Allah,
Allah,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of the universe,
the Father of love,
the Father of love,
truth,
truth,
peace,
peace,
freedom,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah is my protector,
Allah is my protector,
my guide,
my guide,
and my salvation.
and my salvation,
By night
by night
and by day.
and by day.
Through his holy prophet,
Through his holy prophet,
True Ali.
Jurali.
Amen.
I mean, really quick, I'm going to say it in Spanish.
Okay.
Okay, so
We're gonna say it in
Okay.
Spanish now, everyone.
yes, we're going to open up with our prayer in Spanish. And we do this just to get everyone to learn, you know, 2 languages, even if it's just a prayer.
Mhm.
So Islam, just repeat after me. Allah,
Allah,
Padre del universo,
Padre del universo,
Padre del amor,
Padre del amor,
la verdad,
la verdad,
la paz,
la paz,
la libertad
la libertad
y la justicia.
y la justicia.
Allah es mi protector,
Allah es mi protector,
mi guía
mi guía
y mi salvación.
y mi salvación.
De noche
De noche
y de día,
y de día.
sobre su santo
Sobre su santo
profeta,
profeta,
Jurali.
Juali.
Amén.
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 Islam.
Islam.
Welcome to Sunday School for Children. We're all children here. This is where we come and get inspired. Where we come and turn up as Moorish Americans. Where we come and say, "Oh my God, I'm blessed by Allah. I'm here. I'm Moorish American. I'm not black. I'm not a Negro. The world is mine. I can do anything. I'm unstoppable. Give me the
Wow.
problems. I'm about to solve them today." This is where we come and remember who we are, because we was all week haters and negativity and Corona and Russia, children, you know. But on Sunday, we come together and remember who we are. We come together, we wrote through this Quran, we wrote through that questionnaire, and we look at this Constitution and remember, oh my God, we are divinely prepared to be here. We had a prophet come for us, y'all. He came for us to save us. What did he do? He brought an everlasting gospel to remind us, oh, we are not black people, okay? Hold on, actually, this is how you need to behave. This is how you need to treat your enemies. This is how you need to breathe. Huh? The only reason you can see is so you can worship Allah. What are you doing? You over here worrying when you need to be praising Allah for this sun that came up again. The sun came up again today. We're blessed. Only Moorish Americans is on that. So let's get into it.
Islam, really quick. I
Go
am
ahead,
Sister
yes.
A. Lopez Bay. This is my husband, the Assistant Grand Governor of Temple 43, Brother Joe Adams L.
Yes.
Welcome to any new people that are online today. I seen that one of the brothers said that he received his decree in the mail. Congratulations for that name change. It's going to change your life, brother. It's going to give you more confidence. You know,
Yeah.
I always like to reiterate that being a Moorish American starts within yourself, right? It starts within your mind. So, you know, when you're moving forward and you get that paperwork to solidify how you feel and who you really are, it just gives you an extra boost of confidence to, you know, maneuver in this world, you know, to show people the proof of who you really are, right? Today we're going to go over the importance of your birth certificate, right?
Ooh.
And just different documentation that we need to have our surname attached to, because it proves to everyone, you know, the government, the nations, people just in general, who you are, right? Who you say you are, because this is your religion, right? And this is your birthright. Forget it being religious. This is your birthright. You know what I mean? And so just doing the process and moving forward, it just gives you like, this boost of confidence that you need to just maneuver in this world. So
Yes.
Islam, congratulations. Thank you again, each and every one of you, for being here on this Sunday, because you could be doing whatever. You could be following a YouTube channel. You could be fellowshipping on your own. You could be doing whatever it is you want, but you came here to learn the basics of what it means to be a Moorish American. And I think that is so important.
Right.
Because without that, you don't have that boost of confidence that you need, and it's always important. And for all the children here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please don't mind to ask questions, you guys. Something you don't understand, something you don't grasp, just go ahead and ask us a question. If you're too shy to get on the microphone, then you can go ahead and hit us in the chat and we'll break it down for you, because we are all children. Some of us has been here for years and even decades, and some of us are just brand new. So we appreciate you. And
yes, we love you.
We love you so much. And we, we try to get to each and every question here. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you. So if you do have a question, we don't get to it right away before the end of the class, we will try to get to your question. Also, if you want to talk to us after class, say you're too shy to talk in front of the class, just stay online. Let us know, hit us in the chat, hit us privately. Hey, I would like to speak with you. Well, then we'll log off and then we'll have time to speak with you individually. So please just don't be shy, you guys. Open up. We're all open. I'm a new Moorish American. My husband has been doing this for over a decade. So, we understand. And this is why we work so great together, because he's been in it for so long. I'm new. So sometimes I have questions I throw at him. Like, hold on, what? This don't make sense, this, that.
And I learned too, like, oh, dang, it don't make sense. Wow.
Yeah.
So that new mind is also very valuable to us, because you have a whole different perspective we ain't seen before.
Right.
So
it balances out, you guys. So there's no dumb questions. There's no, just don't be shy. Just reach out. We're here. This is why we're here. So the younger the mind, the more appreciative we are and the more open we are for you as well. And even if you've been here decades, like say you've been a Muslim for decades, right? Over 10 years, over 20 years, and it's something you don't understand and you want to talk to us about it. My husband and the Grant Governor were the first two to do the process. You know what I'm saying? So they know the process, ins and outs and this and that. And whatever question you have, we have the answers.
We're here.
So just
no one should be confused or lost on the process. You should be getting progress, right? We want to talk about that today as well.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but that's it. That's it. I just wanted to put that out there to each and every one of you. What?
Children's song?
Yes.
With JL?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is Children's Sunday School, and we try to go in order. So we're going to go ahead and play a children's song for the little ones. 2
minutes today. For
the little ones that are online listening. This is for them. So don't think that the whole thing is just a children's, session, but we do go in order. So go ahead. You can play. Come on, JL. Let's listen. Look at Gracie got a potty song. You want to see Gracie's potty song?
Helps you work more efficiently, which makes accomplishing your work goals easier than ever.
Gracie's Corner.
Go ahead. You want to sit with Daddy?
Hey, let's teach Cece how to use the potty.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Potty, potty. Uh-oh. Potty, potty. Uh-oh. Potty, potty.
She been pottying it up.
It's potty time. It's potty time. It's potty time. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's potty time.
Daddy got your
It's potty time. It's potty time. When you get the feeling down below, listen to your body go, go, go. When you get the feeling down below, listen to your body go, go, go. It's potty time. It's potty time. It's potty time. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Now pull your undies down and take a seat. Sit on a potty, pat your feet. Pull your undies down and take a seat. Sit on a potty, much fun. Don't you move until you're done. Using the potty is so much fun. It's potty time. It's potty time. It's potty time. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. After you are done with clean, dirt, stamp, roll your undies up and wash your hands. We're done with clean, dirt, stamp, roll your undies up and wash your hands. It's potty time. It's potty time. It's potty time. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You did so great. I'm proud of you. Now you are a big kid too. You did so great. I'm proud of you. Now you are a big kid too. It's potty time. It's potty time. It's potty time. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Potty, 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 potty. It's potty time. Thanks for singing and dancing with me. If you
All
had fun.
right.
Good
So now we're trying to, potty's a good thing. Potty, give me here. Let me get you some. Yeah. All right. That's right. Tell him. Tell him.
What, baby? Oh, rock, paper, scissors.
So she's going through potty time right now. That's perfect for the song because she's learned, she's getting potty trained. She's using it. She lets us know, oh, I gotta use it. So what we're witnessing now is how amazing Allah is in the development of the child. Now the child is going from just letting it out to being cognizant of, oh, I need to use it at this time. Oh, and then she communicates. So now not only is she cognizant of her body, but now she's able to communicate. She's able to communicate and let us know, when she has to use it, when she does it. It's just amazing. And what that's showing us is the blessings of Allah. This is why we got to treat people a certain way. We got to act a certain way, behave a certain way, because our blessings come to our children. There's so many issues that can go down, but we just thank Allah that our baby's able to use the restroom. Okay, these are the simple blessings that Moorish Americans kind of notice and appreciate, right? We're not really worried about what's going on in the world. We're thankful for the blessings that are coming into our lives. We're not really worried about what's the dangers that are coming. We're really focused on how we're going to bless someone else's life. But with that getting said, let's get into let's go to the one-on-one. I'm sorry, I call it the one-on-one. It has 101 questions. It has 101 questions, but it's not the one-on-one. That's wrong. It is called the Quran Questions for Moorish Americans. And I hope that all Moorish Americans have this, because this is a very valuable. See, one thing you have to realize with Moorish science is the appearance can be deceiving. And I believe Allah allowed the prophet to set this up this way to weed out the unbelievers and weed out the people who aren't able to discern the truth, who aren't able to see past the appearance. You look at this little pamphlet here, it looks so small, so nothing. Most people, most Negroes will read straight through it, give you no thought. It's so small, it's nothing. But the Moorish American scientists, that is part of the Moorish Science Temple of America, right? We are scientists, meaning we analyze every single word that the prophet gave us, and we understand, oh man, he's a prophet, right? So let's go into the Quran Questions for Moorish Americans today. And I want to show you again how genius our prophet Noble Drew Ali was. And after we do this, we're going to talk about the birth certificate. And Brother Boyer is going to come up and give us some of his understanding as well. And then we're going to get into the per capita tax, why we need it, and what it does for us as Moorish Americans. Okay. How is the per capita tax helping you as a Moorish American? We're going to talk about that today. What is a per capita tax? Islamism. So with that being said, let's get into this Quran Questions for Moorish Americans. And I want to show you how genius the prophet was. My goal today is to show you who Satan was, okay, The prophet tells us exactly who Satan was. And it's to show you how Satan's head was chopped off. And this was a real event. Like this event happened. The whole world knows about it. Why don't Moorish Americans know about it? And how genius was Noble Drew Ali to reveal this information to us. Wow. All right, let's get into it. So I want to start from key number 64, key 64. And I'm gonna kind of go fast and then I'm gonna slow down on the parts I want to really put a microscopic lens to. Okay. So 64 says give 5.
Do you want to share it just for the
Oh,
people
yeah,
that don't
you're
have
right,
a
you're
more
right.
questionnaire?
Yes. See, this is why man needs his partner, woman, because some things we miss. And a wise man knows, oh yeah, I kind of need a woman to survive in this world. So thank you, darling. I love you. My partner.
I love you too.
My partner in this world. Okay. Right here. Yeah. Says, give 5 names that are given to the descendants of Adam and Eve. Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, and beast. Okay. Is this music still playing? I turned it down. What is the devil sometimes called? The lower self. Okay. So the devil is the lower self sometimes. We call the lower self the devil. Everyone has a lower self. There are 2 selves. Name them. How many selves are there? 2. Name them. Higher self and lower self. All right, everyone, we know, Moorish Americans, we got a higher self, we got a lower self. The lower self is the devil. The higher self is your angelic Allah within you. There is no devil to run from. You're only going to run from yourself. The devil that you need to be afraid of is within you. It's called the lower self. Okay. You don't have to be afraid of no demon, no devil, no Lucifer's coming. That's your lower self. You need to handle that higher self.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going. Here we go. What people represent the higher self? The angels who protect the holy city of Mecca. What people represent the lower self? Those who are cast out of the holy city and those who accept their teachings. What is the higher self? The higher self is the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life and breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. Anything that breeds justice, mercy, love, and right is the higher self. Easy. It's easy to see it. Can you?
No, you can't hear me.
It's easy to see. It's easy to know. Anything that's justice, mercy, love, and right, that's the higher self. Can the higher self pass away? No. Why? Because it is Allah in man. Oh, okay. So the higher self is your Allah. It's the peace of Allah within you. Wow, you have a piece of Allah within you. How powerful are you, dear Moorish American? Oh, but you got a piece of the devil too. Actually, it's not even a piece. It's the devil full manifest. That's your lower self. Huh? So you got Allah and the devil in one being strangely mixed. Truth and falsehood strangely mixed. Why? Why can't the higher self pass away? Because it is Allah in man. What does the lower self breed? Hatred, slander, lewdness, murders, theft, and everything that harms. If people hating on you, oh, that's just their low. Don't even trip. Don't let it remove you from your salvation because someone's low and pulled up on you. We all have one. And the low is going to definitely show up when you in your angelic self, but you got to say, low, go ahead and sit down because we're not going anywhere. We are the higher self. Oh, that's slander. Oh, yeah, that's just the low. We ain't even going to trip off that. Murder, lewdness, theft. Oh, he's robbing us. She's robbing us. They're robbing us. They're thieving on us. Don't even worry. Because that's just the lower self, and the lower self will pass away.
Yes, it will.
What does it breed? Hatred, slander, theft, and everything that harms. All right, let's keep going. Ooh. What did the higher self say to the lower self at one time when he met him? Answer, where are you going, Satan? Oh, so the lower self is Satan. Also, the lower self is the devil and he's Satan. But Satan was Roman, y'all. Let's keep going. 75. What was the answer that the lower self gave to the higher self? What's the answer that the devil gave to Allah and man? Devil said, I am going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may devour.
Woo.
I'm out here devouring these ones. I'm Satan. Satan is made manifest. Satan is roaming the earth, devouring.
That's
Oh,
loud.
let's get into more detail. Who is Satan? Can we put a face to him? I think we can. When was his time declared out? So the devils, the Satan's time was declared out. When? When he nailed Jesus to the cross. When he nailed Jesus to the cross. Who is he? Who is the he we're talking about here? When Satan nailed Jesus on the cross, Satan nailed Jesus on the cross. Hold on real quick. We're going to hit our Quran. We're going to hit our Quran, and I'm going to take you to the chapter on Christianity real fast. I just want you to see this. Because he, which is Satan, Satan nailed Jesus on the cross. But what's interesting is
What's wrong?
a lot of Christians walk around with the cross and Jesus' body on the cross. It's like they clowning Jesus. It's like, if I was Satan and I hung Jesus' body on the cross, I would be clowning Jesus too. I got Jesus. Look at y'all. But it seems like Christianity worships this event. Like it's something that was good, right? They worship the event where their supposed savior was sacrificed on the cross, and they wear that as, I'm saved. But hold on. It said the devil's time was out when he nailed Jesus on the cross. Who is the devil? Who is he? The foundation of Christianity began in Rome. The Roman nations founded the first church of whom crucified Jesus. So the he is the Roman nations. Right?
Yeah.
So let's go back to it.
The Satan nation is wrong.
The Satan nations is Rome. Did you see that? Okay, Rome. Now we got Rome. When he or Rome nailed Jesus on the cross, you done nailed justice on the cross. What does Jesus mean?
Just
Oh, Jesus means justice. So this is saying when Rome nailed justice on the cross, he had to get some justice now. Oh, you done messed up, Rome. You didn't put justice itself on the cross. How you gonna put justice itself on the cross? You bold, Satan. You bold.
it's loud.
You bold, Satan. So you think you so strong that you're gonna nail justice itself and put it on the cross? Okay. What did he have reference to? Who is he? Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. What are the last words he uttered? Jesus. So before Jesus, departed on that cross, he uttered something. He uttered, "It is finished." It is finished. What is this? What is he talking about? What is the it? What did he have reference to? He had reference to the end of Satan. Satan. Okay? The end of Satan. So Jesus said, "It is finished." Not he is finished, not they are finished, but it. And he was referring to Satan as a it. Wow. What is this Satan? What is he talking about? He had reference to the end of Satan or the end of the Roman Empire. Is that what he's talking about? Because we just found out Satan, when he nailed Jesus on the cross, who is he? Satan, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to the Quran and showed you that the Roman nations founded the first church of which crucified Jesus. So obviously Satan is the Roman nations. So now we're here. He had reference to the end of the Roman nations. The end of the Roman nations. I'm going to show you that's a real event. 80, the prophet was a genius. Did Jesus say that he would return to conquer him? He said yes. The answer is yes. Jesus, remember, Jesus means justice.
Yeah.
We're talking about justice. Did justice say he will return to conquer him? Who is him? Them Roman nations?
Yeah.
Satan?
Yeah.
Okay. 81. What is the name of the person into whom Jesus or justice was first reincarnated? We're not saying that Jesus himself popped up in another body and he's the new Jesus. No. We know as Moorish Americans, the science says that Jesus means justice. So justice was first reincarnated into the Prophet Muhammad. Why? The Prophet Muhammad brought Islam as a religion to the earth. So Satan was conquered a little bit. Was Satan to be bound then? Let me get my pen out so I can. Was Satan to be bound then? Satan was to be bound in part. He was to be bound in part. Okay. 83. When was the head of Satan taken off? The head of Satan taken off. 1453 Byzantine. Ooh. So the prophet is showing us the exact date on which Satan's head was removed. All right, let's get scientific with it. Head. When was the head? Head meaning not just the physical head, like your head with the eyes, but the head of a corporation, the head of a nation, the head of the Roman Empire, the leader. Head means leader. The leader of Satan. Who was Satan? The Roman Empire. When was the head of the Roman Empire taken down? 1453 Byzantine. Let me just go ahead. You know, it's 2022, and it's a technological age. So all I have to do, you know, to find out anything is to kind of just go to the internet. I go to it. Man, I don't even have to go to Google anymore. This is 2022. You remember back in the day, we used to have to go to Google and search something. Oh, no. Now we just go up to the top of the thing and just type in 1453 Byzantine. What's going to pop up? What's going to pop up? Have we, as Moorish Americans who have proclaimed our nationality in Temple 43, do we know about 1453 Byzantine? Or are we just out here just proclaiming maybe we just have super faith in the prophet, which is good because he was right. If you have faith in the prophet, he wins. When I type in 1453 Byzantine, what do I get? 1453 Byzantine, aka fall of Constantinople. Huh? Oh yeah, the prophet was real, y'all. We dealing with a prophet here. We dealing with a real one. He came out here with this information in the 20s. Don't tell me he wasn't a prophet. 1453 Byzantine on you. That meant that was the fall of Constantinople. The fall of Constantinople. Please do your research on that event. That was the event where the head of Satan was taken off, also known as the leader of the Roman Empire fell, because the Roman Empire was Satan at the time. But I'm not going to go into that yet. Let's keep going. By whom? Who took the head of Satan off in 1453? Muhammad the Conqueror. Muhammad, that name. So he mentioned Muhammad the first time to show you that justice was showing up through Muhammad, through Islam. Muhammad, Islam. Islam came to America, to the world as a religion, the religion, Prophet Muhammad. Then he tells you, oh, Satan was to be bound in part when Prophet Muhammad showed up with that Islam, because Islam was an adversary to Christianity, which was running the world at the time. The Roman Empire or Christianity was running the world until the Prophet Muhammad showed up. That's the only reason we deal with the Prophet Muhammad, is because he brought Islam to the world. But he was just justice showing up again. We already know. Prophet Muhammad was justice showing up, binding the Roman Empire a little bit. But guess what? Justice had to come back again and say he had to finish the job. So let's talk about who finished the job. His name was Muhammad the Conqueror, or Mohammed. Let me show y'all him so y'all can see what it is. And guess what? Let me show you one more thing so y'all can see the connection. It was our people who did it. It was us who took the head of Satan off. JL, she's active because she hears me going. And she's like, I need some attention too. I need some attention too. She can't even watch her show. She feeling it. What is the title given to our ruler in Morocco? Sultan. Sultan. Notice that word, Sultan. That title, Sultan. So now I'm going to show you Muhammad, the brother who cut off the head of Satan. I spelled it wrong. They call him Muhammad the Conqueror. Huh? Muhammad the Conqueror. Look at the bruh. Look at him. Get a good look. Do some research. You see him with his fez on? That's the bruh. This is Muhammad. Okay. He was just as showing up again to chop the head of Satan off. Let me show you. So what's the point of this brother here? Let me read it to you real quick. Muhammad, Ottoman Turkish, okay. 1432, 1481, the dates is correct. Commonly known as Muhammad the Conqueror, okay, was an Ottoman Sultan. You see it? There's the title we're talking about. There's that title we was talking about. Let me show you again real quick. I told you the prophet was a genius. He got us everywhere. The title given to our ruler, meaning not our, not he's over us, meaning this belongs to me. This belongs to us. Sultan belongs to the Moroccan Empire. Anytime you see Sultan, it's talking about the Moroccan Empire. This is the title given to our ruler. That belongs to us. Our ruler, not he's ruling over us, but saying he belongs to us. That title belongs to the Moorish Americans, the Moroccan Empire. So let me take you back. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to take you back. Boom. Okay, so he was a sultan who ruled in Muhammad II's first reign. He defeated the crusade led by after that conquest, right? At age 21, and this shows you that he was justice reappearing on earth again to chop the head of the Roman Empire. At the age of 21, he conquered Constantinople and brought an end to the Byzantine Empire. Okay. At the age of 21, he was a young man. He had some divinity a part of him. Because just like our Quran says, just like our Quran questions for Moorish America said, it was him, this brother here, who chopped the head of Satan off. Now, how was he the head of Satan? He conquered Constantinople and brought it into the Byzantine Empire. What's the Byzantine Empire? The Byzantine Empire, also known as the Roman Empire. I told you, the prophet told us that Rome was Satan. The Roman Empire was the first ones to hang Jesus. To lay Jesus on the cross. The Byzantine Empire. So that's saying Mohammed II brought an end to the Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, which was the head of Satan at the time. Who was the head of Satan? Who was the head that he chopped off? I'm going to show you him. I'm going to show you his face. Constantine. Constantine was the ruler of the Byzantine/Roman Empire at the time that Muhammad II came and chopped his head off. This is Satan right here. This is the head of Satan that was chopped off by Muhammad II. This is the head of Satan. How is he the head of Satan? This is the leader of the Byzantine Empire or the Roman Empire. And we just showed you that Christianity, the church founded the first church of whom crucified Jesus. Whom? Rome. There y'all go. And I'm going to end it with that. You can please do your research, but I've just showed you that these events were true. What the prophet was talking about was, tell me he's not a genius. How did he know all of this information, this vast information? And what it shows you is we're really them ones. We're really tied into first of all, we're tied into the brother who chopped Satan's head off. He concluded the end of the Roman Empire. You see how much land they was running? Hold on. He was only 21. Tell me he wasn't divinely prepared. I'm gonna show you the bro again. Because we're at Temple 43. We know the real research. We do deep research. I'm gonna show you the Roman Empire. Look at it. This is what the 21-year-old Muslim brother did. He put it into that. the 21-year-old Muslim brother that everybody know about, 1453 Byzantine, put an end to this. And then the prophet want to show out on you. He gonna tell you Byzantine, which is ancient. He didn't want to hit you with the Rome. Oh, everybody know about Rome. I'm gonna hit you with Byzantine, 1453. Okay. Islam. So please look that up. Please feel inspired. Please understand that the prophet knew exactly what he was talking about. Most Moorish Americans don't even know that history, but these are real events that you are tied into. Islamism. Let me show you I'm gonna show you one more thing. I'm gonna show you this event, the fall of Constantinople. I want to show you the fall of that real quick. The fall of Constantinople, right? No, I'm gonna show you this one. This one has a picture. I want to show y'all to see all these brothers in fezzes.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. This is the day that Satan fell. And these are the people that took Satan down. This is Muhammad II. Okay. Look at this brother right here. Look at him. Look at all these brothers with fezzes on. All the shades of olives, turbans. Come on, man. We took down the Roman Empire.
The indigenous brother in the front.
Look at him.
With his feathers.
Look at him. Huh? Moorish Americans, when you walking around with that fez and that turban, you telling them, oh yeah, we back. We back Christianity. We back Rome. Yeah, we took you. Yeah, we them ones. We took y'all down.
Wow.
We put an end to y'all. We took Constantine head off. Islam. That's powerful, ain't it, y'all? I was like, but Islam, Brother Boyer, if you could come up and we want to get into the, sorry, Brother Boyer, before we do that, I just wanted to do some quick notes before we go into the birth certificate, Brother Boyer. Just some quick notes for everybody to see. Okay. We got the head of Satan here. We're going to just do a quick breakdown. I walked y'all through it for the children. Quick breakdown. Head of Satan, we got Muhammad the Conqueror, 1453. To be exact, it was May 29th, 1453. After 57 days, he took over Constantinople, which was the capital of the empire of the Byzantine Empire. Constantinople fell to this brother right here. 1453 Byzantine means the fall of Constantinople. The prophet was a genius. How did he know that? He knew that 1453 Byzantine meant fall of Constantinople. That means the end of the Roman Empire, okay? Constantinople was the capital of the Roman Empire for 1,500 years. Now tell me he wasn't divinely prepared after 1,500 years coming in at 21 and taking his head off. You don't think Allah was behind him? He was 21 years old when he did it, y'all, after 1,500 years of their rule. All right. Tell me the prophet wasn't a genius. Tell me this brother wasn't divinely prepared. 21-year-old sultan. He was a sultan. Remember that. We went over. What is the title given to our ruler? Sultan. Muhammad II, or the conqueror. Okay? Divinely prepared Islamism. People feeling it. Byzantine. The Byzantine, led by Emperor Constantine. He was an emperor. This was an empire, y'all. Okay, this is the empire, the Moroccan Empire. These emperors are going at it. Only an emperor can take down another emperor. So obviously we're talking about the Moroccan Empire. In this Moorish science, you got to read between the lines to really see the truth. Head of Satan taken off, turning Constantinople, which was the capital empire, into the new Ottoman capital. So this brother right here, he turned Constantinople into the new Ottoman capital. That was the symbolic event of taking the head of Satan off. Taking the head of Satan off means turning Constantinople into the Ottoman capital. Y'all see that? This is real stuff. Roman nations, Satan, key 83. So I showed you how Satan is the Roman nations. I showed you that in key 83, right? The Roman nations are the first church, right? When he nailed Jesus on the cross, I'm showing you how it answers the question of when he nailed Jesus on the cross, who is he? The Roman nations, right? They crucified Jesus. The Roman nations crucified Jesus, y'all. The Roman nations crucified Jesus. The church crucified Jesus. But you have the church walking around. That's why the church walk around with the cross. And Jesus on the cross, they're like, we crucified Jesus. Could the church really be the house of Satan?
Yes, it is. Rome, we're Catholic.
Could the church be the house of Satan and they worship the death of Jesus by mocking him on the cross?
Yes.
And they trick our people and thinking we're praising Jesus, but in reality, we're mocking him because we're celebrating his death on the cross. Could that really be what it is? Islam, let's keep going. We got to get to Brother Boyer. All right. Crucify Jesus for redeeming his people from under the satanic law or the Roman yoke. Remember, they crucified Jesus for redeeming his people from under the Roman yoke and law or the satanic law. I call it the satanic law. Roman law is satanic law. Look it up. Look up Roman law. Look how much is running the world right now. Head of Satan, lower self, made manifest. Who is that? Constantine. I showed you that. And okay, that's enough. What else I have? It is finished. End of Satan, fall of Rome. That's what he meant. When he said it is finished, that meant you done messed up. Now you're gonna fall, Rome, because you put Jesus on the cross. You put justice on the cross. Now you must fall.
Wow.
You see the game? Jesus allowed it. He said, all right, I'm gonna allow you to put me on the cross because I know your karma's gonna come.
Exactly.
If you put me on the cross, that means your head is gonna come off. It's guaranteed at this point. It was a power move. It was a power play. I'm gonna allow y'all to put me on the cross. But now the Christians is clowning. Look at Jesus. Yep, we did that. They got the biggest crosses with the Jesus on it. Yep, Christianity did that. Look at the blood. Sometimes they had a blood dripping down. They put the thorns on his head.
And then
they clowning.
And then we taught you guys in a previous class that picture or the guy that they have on the cross, right? The guy that's represented, that guy is really, a homosexual. And what's his name?
Right. I forgot. Borgia or something?
Yeah, Caesar Borgia.
Yeah.
So if you look up Google Caesar Borgia, that's the picture of Jesus Christ, and he was a homosexual. And so, it's just constant mockery. And it's like, and then we have our rappers and our rich people out here with the biggest diamonds and the biggest chains on with this homosexual, this Jesus, or, and then they call themselves Christian. It's like, why are you walking around with that?
And why is it cool to put your savior on? That's a horrific event. That's a tragic event to put your leader on a cross and have him bleed to death with nails in his hands. And this is what you pray to? This is what yep, I'm a Christian. Look at him. Look at him. He was screaming. Yep, we're going to wear that as the representation of my religion and my faith. The dude on the, what? And I'm not trying to speak radical about the church. This is more science. The church is brought up in our science and we're understanding, it was the church who first crucified our brother. It was a church that did it. It was Christianity, the Roman nations. Yeah, we just keeping it 100. We just telling the truth. And I feel like that's scandalous to put my brother on the cross like that and have him bleeding out in front of the congregation and talk about that's your religion. That's kind of messed up. I don't like it. Right. It's like y'all hating on that's like you kill my brother and then the gang that killed my brother, they drag his pic, they take a picture of him hanging, take a picture of it, and all the members of that gang, we know you own if you walking around with the picture of the dude bleeding out hanging. We know that, yep, he part of the gang, he part of the religion. Yep. We're gonna give him special benefits and everything. Do we got the Jesus bleeding? Okay, yep, okay, he on. Do we got the brother bleeding? And how you supposed to feel as a brother of the brother that was murdered and everybody's just walking around with his face? You're supposed to be traumatized. Yeah. But no, our people say, oh yeah, let me get a picture too. I'm with y'all. Yeah. Islam. Brother Boyer, would you like to come up and give us your findings on this birth certificate? Discussing this birth certificate, and do we?
Islam system. Islam Assistant Grand Gov Adam Jill. That was a great
Islam.
presentation.
Hi,
And
brother. For your day.
just to piggyback a little bit on what you said for those that are listening, on Netflix they have the show The Ottoman Empire that's on Netflix. And in reference to what you just showed with that picture, it shows the Moors as being the mercenaries of that Ottoman army, because as they're fighting Byzantine during that time, those that were relentless and brought it always was brothers that looked like us. So that picture was a proper representation, but it was more of us on the four lines putting in that work.
Right,
So,
it was
I just
more.
wanted to share that. And for
Islam.
those
Thank
more
you.
who are listening, they can always go to Netflix and check out the Ottoman Empire. The show is up for those that want to get a little bit deeper into our Moorish science. And that was great, brother. We everywhere, Mo. It's just that we don't know it, but we everywhere, and we've been doing things for a long time.
We
So
every
I thank you for that one. And two, brother, I would like to add on for those listening that are currently listening to rap, but would like some rap that's educational. The brother Razcast, that's been around for a long time, has a song called "The Nature of the Threat." And if you listen to this song, it breaks down the whole history from their history perspective, and then he brings the Moorish perspective, and it's all our history in a lineage. So if you want your children to be rapping something that actually has some meaning to it and some history, check out Razcast, The Nature of the Threat, to add on to, whatever children are listening to music and want to build. So as you said, Assistant Grand Gov Adam Jill, I'm going to go into that birth certificate, and the book that I'm reading from today will be Meet Your Straw Man and Whatever You Want to Know, and it's by We the People. And so I'm starting off on page 10. It says, when a person is born in America, the mother and father submit a birth certificate registration form, which is a piece of paper. There is no requirement under common law to do this. When any limited company or corporation is set up, there is always a certificate of registration in order to create its legal personality. And that is a piece of paper. Please note that an American birth certificate states quite clearly that it is not evidence of identity, meaning that it has nothing to do with any human. Marked on it is U.S. copyright, showing clearly that it does not belong to any individual and was created by the state. This act of registering a child makes that child a ward of the court. So I want to pause briefly there for all those mothers out there that are not understanding the process in the hospital when they're running back into the room a few hours later talking about sign this and sign that. You are actually giving up your natural, I'm going to use parenting, but then I don't like to use that word because as a parent, you're paying rent. So I would like to say that you are actually the holders of your property in due process, because your children are your property until they come of an age of majority to understand their necessary duties in life. So I'd like to follow up from there to say that the legalese definition of words which sound commonplace can be found in a dictionary, a Black Laws Dictionary, and the current edition is the 8th. The legal personality is just a piece of paper, a birth certificate created by the commercial company called the United States Corporation. And it is not the human. You can't be forced into a contract, so they have to deceive you into entering into one without understanding what you are doing. They're using deception, as every judge's court is a trading name of the commercial company called the Department of Justice. Now, once again, this is no shout out to the entities which claim to be the United States of America. I'm just pointing out their different functions and how they correspond with the birth certificate. Legal people, on being shown this company registration, respond by realizing that if this information is genuine, which it is, when the U.S. has been lawless for more than 100 years because the whole justice system is being dealt with a commercial company. So I'll stop there just to say that those that feel that the birth certificate is necessary, it is necessary in a form to prove that you are a live, living, intimate being, but registering it with the state places you in a subservient position with your children. So you will always want to think about what you're doing, and it's not always necessary to go to the hospital with a birth certificate. What is proof of a birth is a affidavit. An affidavit, point for point, of the time, the persons involved, and the necessary procedures can be presented in a legal form in order to be recognized as a birth certificate. Um, Before our great grandparents and so forth were really into the system of birth certificates, they used to keep logs and put it in their Bibles or their Qurans, which was a legal documentation for whoever wanted to reference to the sibling or the child that was part of that family. So I'm only bringing this up today in reference to say that a birth certificate is necessary to the point if you overstand the registry of your children. So I would like to go further in the UCC connection on how to free yourself from legal tyranny. In the beginning, it says taking your birth certificate to court. The courts only want to charge some bogus bonds to your federal account, and they need your bond or permission to do the discharge. Otherwise, you must pay a fine and go to jail. But they neglect to tell us that the birth certificate is the bond. And the birth certificate is proof that we are the beneficiary and not the trustee of our straw man trust account. The state is the trustee. So upon the time that they create this birth certificate, they're making another identity for our children. Go ahead, Brother Adams. You want to say something? I see you want to say something more.
No, I'm waiting for you to finish because I'm gonna be
okay. Islam. Everything included crime and taxes is already prepaid through the birth certificate bond. In every case so far, the charges were settled and they let the fellow go without a record of crime by surrendering the birth certificate. Further, the birth certificate proves that you are the beneficiary of your straw man estate. Now, that statement right there, I wouldn't want to put too much weight on it because it was established in order for us not to really deal with as far as the birth certificate and trying to claim a straw man or trying to do other activities which are not quote unquote de jure for any Muslim American to partake in. Yet and still, I was just bringing to the forefront that there is some form of trickery being done during the whole process of registering a birth certificate. As me being a Moorish American, I always want to know and be cognizant of the situation dealing with my children. I do not ever want to be placed in a situation where I possibly sign the birth certificate, which relinquished all my rights towards my child. So that is what they will come back with as far as a rebuttal. If child support services got involved or any other entity got involved, because that registry is on record with those different departments. So last but not least, I don't want to hold it too long. I just want to touch on the basics as far as the birth certificate. It's up to all of us of whether or how we want to contract with this government and how we go about it. But I think the most important part that I'm basically bringing to this Sunday school lesson is that all contracts which we come into, we need to be cognizant of what we're doing. And the birth certificate from day one is one of the most important contracts that we put ourselves involved in. So I don't want to go too long on it. I just want to hear some feedback from the brothers and sisters in the call as far as how they feel about the birth certificate and registry and so forth. Other than that, I yield the floor to you, Brother Adams Hill, and thank you for your time.
It's Islam, Brother Booyer Bay. You awesome. Thank you for that perspective and understanding, because we're going to need that in understanding how to move forward with this process. Because from our perspective, it's like, okay, the birth certificate is very valuable for us because it's your first form of identification to prove your new identity. It's the first proof of identity based off of our research. Like, let's say, okay, we go to court and we put in the application for our name change, and then the judge gives us a court date that's 3 months away from our original filing. Within that 3 months, we are to, file with the newspaper. Boom, you bring back, you get your name changed. Now, once you have your name changed,
I can't hear you.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. What we were saying was, okay, the process, right? So we're going to begin the process, and the birth certificate becomes your first proof of identity. Let's follow the process. So you go to court, you get the application to change your name. You fill out the application, you put the reason, you turn the application in. The judge is going to give you 3 months to get your name change done. Okay, he's going to give you 3-month period. And within that 3 months, you file with the newspaper that you're changing your name. The newspaper runs for 4 weeks. The newspaper gives you your filing back, says your name has been filed. You come back to court, the judge agrees, your name is now changed. At this point, you're under a new state of existence, right?
Gracie's corner.
You're under a new state of existence, but the problem is you don't have any identification.
I'm gonna take it.
Yes, you go watch it right now. Sorry. The problem is you don't have any identification of, let's say, brother Adamsell, Joel Adamsell, right? I've changed my name, but now I need identification because I can't maneuver properly in this commerce. I don't know who I am, or well, they don't know who I am. I haven't put it on record of my new name change. Therefore, how am I going to get some identification? The first thing they do is they tell you, once you get your name changed, they tell you in the process, it tells you, now that you have your name changed, all you have to do is obtain an application to correct the record on your birth certificate. We know everybody got a birth certificate. You were born in a hospital, they hit you with a birth certificate. It's proof of your existence on this earth. It's proof of who your mother is, who your father is, where you were born, the state. It's proof of your age, and it's legal proof, officially documented. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it protects children from even being mistreated as far as trafficking concerns, because we have it on record, your age. How are you supposed to know someone's age unless you have various forms of identification? So for the purpose of our process, right, you have this new name change. The only proof of identification you can get is this birth certificate, because the judge is ordering the Bureau of Vital Statistics to correct the record on your birth certificate. Once they do that, so how do you do that? The court is going to provide you with an application that you can either download, right? Or you can get it from the court itself. No, you can get it from the Bureau of Vital Statistics.
Islam.
You get the application from the Bureau of Vital Statistics, and you send in the application to amend the birth record, right? Why are you amending the birth record?
The beauty of it is you're going to add your surname to your birth certificate, right? So that's putting them on notice that you are knowledgeable, you have changed your religion, and that now Rome, Christianity, because this is what, runs our nation. We're letting them know, we're putting them on notice. We understand what you're doing, but here's my name change. Here is who I am attached to. Here is who I am. I'm a Bay or a L, and trust and believe me, they know exactly what that surname means.
And it becomes your first proof of identification, this birth certificate, right? Where else in the government have they officially recognized you as Mr. Bay or Mr. L or Mrs. Bay or Mrs. L?
Right. You got that decree of name change, which is important.
Which is the judge's agreement.
And when you have to have the original, and it has to be signed
Certified
and
copy.
stamped, a certified copy and things like that. That's the first part of the process. But after you go and you amend your birth certificate, right? Because we all have one. Let's be honest. I mean, even if you don't work with one, you have one. And if you don't have one, you have an affidavit, right, of birth, when you were born. And so we might have to amend that if you want to add your surname to that. But we all have one.
And the reason for it is you're correcting the record that they have of you as a Negro
or a slave, right?
On their paperwork.
On
their official documents.
Islam.
Which is a birth certificate. Now that when you get that back, it becomes your first piece of identification. The birth certificate is the most powerful form of identification in the United States. It is the first form of proof of who you are. That's all you need. Once you got a birth certificate, you can get any other form of identification, any other government approved form of identification. Let's talk about it real quick. Let me show you a few notes that I took. So we got the birth certificate, right? Sorry, y'all, JL kind of got to the paper. She wrote on it, so please forgive me. You got your birth certificate. It authenticates a person's identity, official proof of identity and nationality. The birth certificate on record is the official proof of a person's identity and nationality, y'all. I didn't know that the birth certificate was attached to your nationality, but it is.
And now that you add
Wow.
your surname onto your birth certificate, when you amend it,
Yes.
this is really putting them on notice of who your nationality is and what you're a part of.
Most people are stateless because they don't have a birth certificate. Stateless means you don't have a nationality. No, nah. And that's you can do your research. I'm not going to go deep into the website, but this is notes that I took, right? You can look it up for yourself. It's also a proof of age. It tells who your mother is and father is legally, officially, on the record in the most powerful country on the earth, United States of America. Who's messing with us? They bombing over there in Ukraine. They ain't bombing over here, huh? In America, you're on record in America as a Moorish American. Tells who your mother and father are. Vital record records the life events under government authority. This birth certificate is under government authority, meaning it is recorded and filed officially, just like your passport, just like your social security card, just like your driver's license. It's official identification. And the first official identification is that birth certificate. It assists in obtaining government issued identity documents like a passport. You're not getting that if you don't have a birth certificate. How about a social? You can't get a social without the birth certificate. The birth certificate is what you use to get your social. You don't have a driver's license in your new name. You don't have an ID in your new name. So how's a social security company is supposed to know that you are really a Bay or L? Oh, the judge's agreement. Oh, you need 2 forms of ID. Homeboy, homegirl. You need 2 forms of ID to get that social. You got the judge's agreement. That's cool. What's the other one? Oh, you might want to go get that birth record fixed. You might want to go get that birth certificate because you're going to use it and utilize it to complete the process. Get your social on record. You need that driver's license. You need that birth certificate because it's the first form of identification. Okay, if you ain't got that, you're stateless. Stop playing. You're stateless. They got you. You're stateless. You ain't got a nationality. You do. Let me see it. Where were you born? Oh, we don't have it on official. You can also get a global clearance. Have y'all heard about the global clearance? Let me show them real quick, babe. Because we Temple 43, we travel the world. We get a world clearance from the FBI. Huh? The FBI gave Temple 43, they gave members in Temple 43 the way and the process of obtaining what's called a global clearance, meaning you travel in the airport with the pilots. We talked about this. Well, I'm going to show you how we got it because we had all the documents that we needed. Oh, it's in this thing.
Yeah. So when we travel, you guys, we don't have to stand in line. You don't have to take your belt, your shoes off, nothing.
Let me show them.
Nothing.
So that they don't think we playing over here in 43 like everybody else is playing. We're not playing.
Yeah.
Let me show them with the feds on. With the feds.
Yeah. So you are globally recognized, and
it expires in 2024. Y'all see that?
Yeah, they expire.
It's called a global clearance.
Yeah.
Okay. And that means we as Moorish Americans can travel this world as first-class citizens globally. Yeah. Give it to us by the Homeland Security. Okay. So this process is real. We're not playing here. Yes, this is the assistant grand governor. What's funny is so few people talk to me about how to officially get the process done, but we got documents over here. We got global clearances out here. Don't y'all want to travel unaffected, taking your clothes off and taking your fez off and all of this, checking your baggage? What is this? Darling, didn't we go to Cuba?
Walked in front
with
of
the
everybody.
pilot, right? We
Mhm.
saw he had the wings.
People
the
was looking.
stewardess.
People were in line for hours. They looking at
This
us.
is-
Who is these people?
This is the
They looking at our
international.
face. Are y'all famous? Why
This
why
is the-
y'all get in front of us? They were so confused. I was just as confused, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. It's my first time ever traveling like this. I'm like, what? Go to the front of the line. It's like an hour away. What you mean? It's like 100 people in line. Oh no, you guys go to the front of the line. Go ahead.
International.
And then the pilots and the steward and the what you call them girls, whatever
The
they call them, the
stewardess.
stewardess, they was in a line with us. No baggage check, nothing. Just come on through. I don't care if we could have beat. They said, y'all go ahead,
Come on.
keep going. I looked at my husband. I had to get on the phone with my daddy. Daddy, can you believe this? Daddy, my daddy was like, what? What you talking about? He calls my husband the prince. He was like, the prince, girl. That's because he a prince. I said,
Cool.
I said, oh my God.
But that's because we
I was confused. But this is the truth. And this is solidifying, our process is solidifying who we are as royalty. We don't have to stand in line. We don't have to take our shoes off. We don't have to take our belts off. We don't have to take nothing off. How about nothing?
Mhm.
Yes, baby.
Look at that.
But Islam, really quick, I had some parents in the chat saying that they were lost because we were talking about the Byzantine Empire and the fall of that, and what does that have to do with the birth certificate?
Oh, we transition topics.
And that's what I was telling them. The sister said that she doesn't feel that this. I didn't get to finish reading, but she said she doesn't feel that this is a platform.
Oh, yeah. So we talk about various topics. We jump from one topic to the other. What we do is we read out of our Quran, and we read out of the Quran questions for Moorish Americans. And sometimes we read out of the Constitution just to do our, linguistic and historical understanding. And then we take it into modern times of how it can affect us right now, today. And we think it's relevant because a lot of other temples just play church all Sunday and but over here in Temple 43, we provide you with real results.
Really quick.
Not only real history, but then we bring you real results that you can apply to your life right now today.
Islam. And for me, this is my understanding. Right. And for me, this is my understanding, right? We're talking about when we took the head off of Satan, right? And what we're trying to get the children to understand is that this was a real event. We took the head from Satan off.
Yes.
And even though we're in a society where they're still slaving our people, let's talk about that consciously.
Yes.
Psychologically, you're being slaved as a people. Unless you're a Moorish American and you're waking up, our people are still being slaves. So the head of Satan is still kind of roaming, right? So Rome, right, which is right now has the power to kind of, these birth certificates and all these other things. We're showing you how to constantly tell them, look, we took your head off in 1453. Okay. And by me putting my name on this amended birth certificate that you done gave us, it's not me, right? It's just a piece of paper that binds me to who you think you slaving. I'm putting my name, my new name onto your documentation to let you know that I done took your Satan head off, and I'm knowledgeable of my history.
Dang.
Okay. So if you don't get it, just give us a minute. We're gonna sit there and we're gonna put it out on the line for you. Just give us a minute. And we understand that everything is not, it doesn't seem right and this and that. And we love your feedback. You feel me? We understand what you're trying to get across, but just give us a minute because we're going to break it down for the children. This children's class.
We wasn't even trying to connect it. She just connected it.
I just connected it for you. Right. Wow. This is the whole reason for Sunday school, is to get you guys the basics. And sometimes it goes from children's class to adult class really quick. So sometimes we got to come in there and break it down. And I always do it. Just give us a minute. And for those who are new, you guys, for the new members, I know it could be a little confusing. Give us a minute. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through our lesson and then we're going to come in and break it down. We have children. We have 6. They're online listening too. So we have to break it down for them, because at the end of the day, we ask them, so what you learned? And what was it? And, what did you get out of class today? These are our children. We're raising up children, you guys.
Ooh.
So we have to break it down. And this is what we're doing. This is why we told you we took off Satan. We went to the proof in our Moorish Quran and our Moorish questionnaire.
Yeah.
You feel me? We took the proof and we took it there. Then we're talking about birth certificate just because we always like to put something relevant out there for you guys.
And Brother Boyer gave us some information.
And Brother
on
Boyer gave us the cons of the
to
birth
it.
certificate, right?
Yes.
And we're coming
How they
as Moorish Americans to debate what's the pros, what's the cons.
how can we use it to benefit all of us?
Exactly. So, yes, we understand that piece of paper is just a bond that's bonding us to the Vatican, right?
Yes,
Let's
yes.
be honest. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. That piece of
They
paper that
working us.
they're tricking all of our parents, because they done tricked all of our parents. I know we
All
all of us got
all
some
of
birth
us.
certificates.
So we
right?
have to go fix the record.
So we had to go fix the records to
Shoot
let
the
them know,
Negro.
excuse me, I'm knowledgeable. I know that in 1453, we done took the head of Satan off. So I'm going to put my name on your piece of paper that you think that owns me. And I'm going to let you know I'm knowledgeable of who I really am. I'm a Bay, I'm an L.
Ooh.
Get up out of here. Here you go.
Dang.
And I'm going to use that birth certificate to my advantage.
Ooh, to travel the world.
To travel the world, to identify myself, to let people know who I am, to whatever I got to do with that birth certificate, to feed my children if I have to,
We're constitutional citizens.
to get government assistance if I have to,
Yes,
to get
all
my
that.
rent paid if I have
To
to,
get married.
to get married if I have to. I'm gonna use that piece of paper. Trust and believe me. Y'all think y'all got me slaved, but I'm more knowledgeable. I done woke up.
Yes. Wow. Hey,
But that's it. No disrespect to nobody. We're just trying to tie the pieces here. And we understand, we appreciate it. We appreciate the questions.
Yes.
We appreciate, the honesty of I'm lost. What are y'all talking about? What does that have to do with this? Just give us a minute. We're going to try to intertwine everything, you guys, for real, because we don't want you guys to be lost. We got children here. We have to break it down for the children. And then we are all children. We are all children. You know what I'm saying? We are all Moorish American children. Okay. We have the same mother and father. So just know. Okay, Islam.
You needed to enroll in school, a birth certificate.
Yeah, like if you want higher education, if your children want to be an architect, your children want to work for NASA, your children want to work for, you have to have a degree behind you. And even though we understand as Moorish Americans, that's some, let's be honest. Come on. Let's be honest. But you need that. You need that to be an architect, to get into. So you use things for your advantage. You learn how to play the game and play it on them.
Right.
Let's be honest. And that's what we're doing here.
And
so go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
Brother Boy, I want to shout him out again because he's going to be the one to point out the BS for us. He's going to be the one to bring out they trying to do this to us, Mom. They try to do, and it's wonderful to have him in our class to give us that.
Yeah, and to give us that perspective.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of Moorish Americans out there who are sovereign citizens who tell us, why are y'all working with the birth certificates? Why are y'all working with the IDs? Or why are y'all doing this? Or why are y'all doing that? We understand. You know what I'm saying? What we're doing is we're playing the game. Okay? To win. That's it. We don't want to be looked at as terrorists. Okay, you're sovereign, but where is your sovereign lawyers? When they come and put them chains on you and put you in jail, who's gonna come get you? Them sovereign citizens, them sovereign Moors, they're gonna turn the other eye on you. I'm sorry. They're gonna look the other way on you. They ain't, I don't know.
Are they gonna save you? When the drama comes to your doorstep, are they gonna come save you? The sovereign people. No, they're not. Brother Richardson, welcome to class, bro. We love you. Man, we talked about so much.
Islam, same to you.
Man, we wish you was here, but we're talking about the birth certificate. And Brother Boyer gave a great dissertation of the cons and the games and the tricks that they're trying to. Remember the video?
Yeah, we got to play that video as well.
Okay.
And so
Islam, can I weigh in on that real quick?
Go ahead.
Please.
And we also have a hand raised too.
Okay.
My apologies for coming in late. I was working, y'all. Check this out. The birth certificate, go and get the definition for born alive from the Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition, definition of born alive. It lets you know that everything that comes out of the womb is considered a human person. Number one. Now, couple that with, the afterbirth. The afterbirth is the human creature of the Pope's Edict of 1311.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. They differentiate in that edict the difference between a living man made in the image of Allah versus, the human creature, quote unquote.
Mm.
And so the thing is, what you're dealing with is something they've been planning. And if you also Google Colonel Mando's house,
Mhm.
Colonel Mando house interview with one of the presidents, just Google Colonel Mando house. And they outline the whole agenda with the birth certificate and everything. But the point is, I'm bringing up is this: it don't identify you; it identifies the placenta. If your mother did not claim it,
Oh my
You gotta
God.
ask for it.
it don't even identify you. That identifies a decedent or a dead entity or the placenta, the
Mm.
afterbirth, the afterbirth. So that certificated person identifies the afterbirth, which is, I learned this from a European named Curtis Kallenbach, and he gave me all this research on it and stuff like that. What ends up happening, that is, if you're still dealing, well, when it comes to the European, what they do is they register via Minnesota General Rules of Practice 220 birth certificates allows you to take back control over that straw man. And what ends up happening is this right here. You register it to yourself.
Yep.
After you've had it authenticated, and that stops, let's just say, the pirates, that is public administrators, from taxing it, bringing fees against it, because that's supposed to be your ship by which you navigate the seas of commerce.
Right.
Yes,
Dang.
absolutely.
We
Islam.
want the
Islamism.
real quick. Islam. Go
So
ahead.
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like in my original birth name, Jerovan Ramon Richardson, is what the birth certificate says.
Mhm.
But on I'm telling y'all what I did. This ain't what
Yes.
I heard. I actually did this,
Right.
and it holds some weight. But here's the thing: it's supposed to be Richardson, Jerovan Ramon, because that's how it's recorded in the Library of Congress in this Catholic-based system. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost is the divine order. Father being the father's name, the family name. Son, of course, being the child's name or the daughter. And then the middle name is known as the baptismal name in their jurisdiction. So the divine order is Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Richardson, Jerovan Ramon. Doing business as Jerovan Ramon Richardson. Y'all get it?
Yes. Wow.
Islamism. That's all I want to take up to.
Brother Richardson, really quick, you said the form is what's the form name in order to authenticate it and register it back to us? What was that again?
Oh, okay. First of all, the law that allows for you to do it is called the Minnesota General Rules of Practice 220 birth certificates. But the actual form you use, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna email y'all that information, because the brother.
Could you please send it again, brother?
Yeah,
please?
you did.
Yes,
before.
I will. Soon as I get back to the house.
Wow.
Not a problem.
All right.
Okay.
And we're gonna play this video on the birth certificate.
Really quick before we play that, there's a hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, brother Victor, Lydia, the second L.
Yes.
Islam, brother. Oh,
peace and love. Can you hear me?
Islam. Yes.
Okay, I wanted to Islam family for sure. Peace and love to everybody, honest. But I wanted to show love to Grand Governor. I heard what you were saying as far as the process and things like that. I actually didn't need anything but the judge's order when I went and got my Social Security card.
Ooh, what? Islam?
Yeah. Now, one thing for sure, though, too, I wanted to tap in with everybody listening, especially if anybody that is new listening. When you do go across this process, it does allow you to tap in and get things that you probably didn't necessarily know you needed. Things that were probably put up for you or situated for you, you didn't know you needed. So when I went and I got my fingerprints, I had to get my fingerprints so that I'd be able to actually send it in with my order to do the initial name change.
Fingerprints. I didn't know that. That's cool.
So,
that's proof.
Right. So I had to go to Identigo to actually have my fingerprints. Now, of course, they give you 2 copies and you need one when you take it up there to the courts. Now, when I went to the courts, it didn't take me 3 months. It took me a day. I was able to get everything situated that one day before, and then the next day meet up with the judge, and he went ahead and signed it right then.
Wow.
Dang.
So,
What
and
state?
I use, I'm in Texas.
Okay.
Yee.
So
I'm in
every state is
Texas.
different. Every state is different, but
So
that's
you said it
amazing.
took how long?
A day.
It only took me a day.
Dang.
So I
Wow.
was able to go in,
You
go
saying
ahead
the
and
county
do.
is different.
Yeah, I was able to take my sample testimony in, and also my petitioner name change. As soon as I got the order for the name change signed by the judge, I
Yes.
got 5 copies.
Yes.
And I took that and went ahead and went to the Social Security office the same day.
Wow.
We went ahead and filled out the SS5 and put in the order and sent it to them. And in 2 weeks, I had my brand new Social Security card.
Right.
Wow.
Islam with your
Islam.
So, but for the new people, like I say, you know, and I've already sent in the application for the birth certificate. I mean, the correction to change the birth certificate.
Wow.
And when you looking at it and when you understanding everything, it shows you what happened when you were born. So now you have.
Could you break that down for us? What you mean?
Okay, what I mean by that is when you very first come into the world through your mother and actual like a human birth, they just bombard them with a whole bunch of paperwork and things like this, sign that when they are sedated. You know, they have things, they have the epidermal and things that they're not doing natural birth. They have the IVs and things like this, and they are sedated in a sense. So in that situation, like in that issue, they go ahead and have them sign all of the paperwork, go ahead and give it a name. They take your baby away from you, do all of these things and all of that. And they do it real quick and they do it real fast. So now when you're actually going through the process for yourself, you can actually slow it down and actually see exactly what's happening and what's going on. You save all of your receipts, you staple all your receipts together, you track the entire process by taking all of the applications and putting them in order when you have them. You know, you have all of the, like when it comes down to the name change, you have them both. When they have both name changes, you have your fingerprints. And I also went in and I took my driver's license, because here in the state of Texas, the driver's license and identification is the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they changed it back in 2015. So you're not getting one or the other. If you do get an identification, then that null and voids your driver's license. So I went ahead and got that, and I was able to do it with a turban and pen, which I have to retake because Grand Gov said you don't need the pen. But I say that to say, and my very first, because I was following a lot of individuals at the very first and understanding this, and I had to halt it myself so I can actually like pay attention and do my own studying. Because, you know, some people, when you follow them and they do in a certain process, then they tell you, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And when you start asking questions and they say, oh, well, you're not ready for that yet. And it's like, hey, hold on, wait a minute. Let me
shoot, brother.
You know, but I did get my initial birth certificate. I did get it authenticated from the state and the national level. And I was moving forward with the process quickly. But one thing I can say is having this initial birth certificate and actually putting in the application to change, to amend. And actually correct the new one, then I will be sending that one off too. And I will actually have both. I have a passport already for my original name. And since I have the name change, I have to do it all over again and get another passport. So
it's a change a passport. You don't even need a new passport. That's just gonna amend it, just like your birth certificate.
Most definitely. So now when they amend that when they amend that, and I do that actually with Fez or Turban, then I will have that identification with the correct name on it, including a birth certificate, and I will have my straw name, birth certificate, and passport with it as well.
Islam.
So it just creates levels.
Yeah.
Fez for passport. I see D Jackson L. Yes, ma'am. I hear you. Fez for passport. So I'll be doing my Fez with that passport, and you know, it just creates a process. And once you start actually walking in the process, it makes it a lot different. Nothing doesn't make sense. It only makes sense when you get to that level and able to actually move forward in it, you know. So just stay the process, man. Don't get too mixed up or anything like that with what other people are saying. Just as long as you take out the time to do your research and things like that, follow what individuals are saying and do the research. The research. There's no wrong answer when you don't know anything.
Right.
Do the research. Just do the research.
Very
But yeah, I
powerful.
just wanted to share with y'all. That's all that is. I just wanted to share with it.
Thank you, brother.
Islam, and
Victor, man.
congratulations,
For
brother.
real,
Congratulations. You doing it, you doing the process, you moving forward.
you done.
And you're gonna have that new boost of confidence to just, take on anything. You're a Muslim now.
Yeah.
By proof. Not just
proof.
Yeah,
not
most definitely.
but by proof. You can flip that passport out, flip that driver's license out. Is you
Anything,
great? Excuse me?
the birth.
You see my last name, you see that fez,
Stop
that
it.
turban.
Then you can get
So
your global clearance and
congratulations.
act up that way too.
Yeah.
The global clearance is another form of ID, just to
Yeah.
have, you might not even need to fly, just to pull
But
it
if
out
you
sometimes.
do fly, you're gonna feel like royalty. I'm telling you, I was
Yeah.
going crazy.
Peace and love for sure.
Yeah,
Islam.
Islam. So you wanna go to the
Uh,
oh, okay.
The sister had a question. Sister LJ Presley Bay. Then we're gonna do our
Yeah.
Greetings, family. Peace and love.
peace and
Peace
love.
and love.
Islam.
Yeah.
FYI to the new mommies that are coming and that are not aware, your baby's crib card is your proof of birth.
Really?
Don't let them tell you you have to hurry up and get the birth certificate or social security card.
Wow.
Your baby's crib card, your bracelet, and the bracelet that they will give to either the child's father or another family member. If you keep those three together, you have documentation of your child's birth within the hospital. They don't tell you that.
They don't.
No.
I'm telling.
Thank you.
And as far as the flight thing goes, it works because I'm still in the process of doing my paperwork. However, I have not gotten to the court yet, but I wore my button and my turban and going back to New York for family transition and services. And I wasn't held long. And when they looked at me, it was like, hand waves and eye winks.
Yeah.
And I easily just moved through. It wasn't a expensive exchange. Going to New York, they made me go through the stupid stuff here in Atlanta. But coming from New York back to Atlanta, it was a walkthrough. And I don't even have my paperwork official. So you can easily move accordingly when you
right here
are the royalty that you tell them you are. Because they don't even ask for the proof.
Nah, they can feel you.
Really quick, I wanted to say that when we're in the South, say Atlanta, Tennessee, all these southern states, they really do not, they make you go through like all this craziness. Remember, we were in Tennessee, we was in somewhere, and they was tripping. They were so upset that we had the global clearance, and it was a albino, right, a European lady, Albion, and she was tripping. She was so upset, and she was a TSA member. She got slapped or whatever, but they tried us. And it's in those states. This is why the prophet said, "Get out the South," because them out there, they hate to see us coming. They hate it. And it was just like, me and my husband was like, what? When we go abroad, when we go across country, we are treated like royalty. Then here we are in these southern states, and they make you go through the stupid stuff. And it's just kind of like, and we noticed that as well. So that's crazy that you noticed that as well.
And I don't even have my paperwork. This was just, I'm going to walk in the authority of who I say I am. I'm going to achieve it because I believe it and I know that I can do it. And I just put on my turban and wore my button, and it wasn't an issue outside of Atlanta wanted to kind of fine tooth comb me, where when I got to New York, it was cool. And then when I came back, it was almost as if Allah had said it, where it wasn't really a lot of an issue, because coming back, I had the same people who checked me in Atlanta received me when I came back. So then I got the "it's okay, sister, come on through, sister." And I'm like, yeah, but nothing really changed but your thought process. But thank you, Allahu Akbar. And I kept it pushing.
Islam, sis.
But just for the sisters to know, your crib card, please keep your crib card. When they bring you your crib card, make sure that you take that with you. That is proof of your live birth of your baby. If you don't have the birth certificate, social security, and really they're only pushing that FYI because it's a business.
It is.
Okay, we can't get child support from your crib card, but we can get child support from your social security and your birth certificate. Okay, we can put your baby daddy in jail if he don't pay that. We can't do that with your crib
Ooh.
card, but we can do that with your birth certificate and your social security. So mothers, be advised, let's not rebond what we've
Right.
given free birth to. And let's keep our brothers that are free, so that they can at least put in time,
Wow.
which is something we
Yeah.
can't get back in currency of payment.
Islam.
Let's
sis.
all stay free.
Islam.
Islam. Brother Boyer.
Wow.
Islam. I just wanted to reiterate for all the people listening how important it is to wear your Moorish garb in public. And I was out yesterday, and I was at Costco, and it was a hybrid Albion, you know, and he seen me, and he's like, "Hey, beautiful fez, man, you got a nice fez." And I'm like, "Yes, thank you," you know. And I keep walking, and as I'm leaving with my wife, and we're about to check out, one of the store managers walked by me, and he said, "Nice Shriner's hat." And when he said that, I had to stop him, and I said, "Correction." I said, "This is not a Shriner's hat. This is the Moorish American headdress. I'm a Moor." And, you know, nothing against the Shriners or the Masons, but those are our brothers, you know what I mean? But I'm representing the Moorish nation. And
Right.
he goes, "Brother, I'm glad that you said that, and I'm Islamic too. Thank you." And that put me in the position to be like, look, so I'm saying this to all those out there that don't feel like they don't belong or they don't need that on. Please wear it, because those that know our history are waiting for us to stand up and take
Yes,
our
they
fair
are.
amongst men. So when you wear the fez, like there's no day out the week I ain't got my fez on. So as you navigate out here in these lands, make sure you carry yourself and conduct yourself as a Moor, and you will be respected as one.
Islam to that. That is so true. My husband says that all the time. He says they're waiting for us to wake up. You know what I'm saying? And so that is the truth. Thank you for that. So Sister S.A. Wade Bay, Islam, since you have your hand raised, you have a question or a comment?
Yeah, Islam. It's okay. I got my head covered. I'm in public.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I have to have my turban.
Oh,
but
yes,
it's covered. I don't know.
We're children here in this Sunday meeting. We don't judge and we don't care. I mean, not that you're not supposed to, you know, we want you to follow the rules, but you know, don't worry.
Okay, I thought as long as my head's covered.
You're fine.
So peace, Islam, everybody, family. So here's the issue. I don't even know at this point. So there was a little confusion. It's kind of cleared up now. And so I'm as far as, okay, I've got to go pick up my birth certificate from the capital of my state. I'm in Connecticut. And what happened was prior to that, I went to DMV, but I didn't change my address, which I don't remember being told to do the PO box thingy. So I've since gotten a UPS, because it's like a physical address and it'd be probably a little easy to get almost, you know, your different kinds of mail there. So what I did was, at this point, I'm thinking I should take that address and go back to the DMV and do a change of address. But I mean, it's going to be in the back. I mean, I know how we normally do it. I don't know, since COVID, I don't know, this pre-COVID, we should be able to write down, change of address for the card and then slap a sticker on with the new address. But it's not going to show where my picture is. So I have my, you know, my turban with the pin, new picture with that and the reason, whatever, but I don't have the new address. It's my old address. And the same with the Social Security, they have my old address. So going forward, how do I change that?
Okay, so right now you said, so you moved currently, or are you just using your PO box?
I failed to use a PO box or alternate address prior to the Social Security and DMV change. I was not aware of that. Somehow I missed that step. So at this point, I'm trying to correct that.
I'm gonna tell you how I did it, right? I don't have a PO box. I just did my stuff at my home, you know? So I don't know where you got the information from, but yeah, no, I mean, if it has your home address, it's gonna just come to your house. And so that's fine. You don't have to use a PO box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. She's saying something. Hold on.
As long as it comes to your home, you know, as long as you can obtain it, then that's okay.
Yes, I need to do that. Yeah. So what do I do? So Jackson L said that I did not go get her new address, separate the corporate from the middle person. So but I need to do that. I did, but it's like after the fact. So I got a UPS address with the street address. And at this point, I would need to go to DMV. I'm just asking for your advice, and I'll go change my address at the DMV. I think at this point, and
Yeah,
kind of change with using that particular UPS address. But
you can,
as far as my social security, how do I change that at this point?
Right. So like we said, what we want you to do is obtain it. So if it comes to your home address, then that's fine. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I know a sister that just.
Oh, she said do it to both. I don't know how to do it with social security. Oh, you're frozen. Uh-oh, you're frozen. Okay. All right, Jackson L. I will cut.
Islam, since it looked like you got cut off, they cut them off.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you? I'm here. Do
I can hear you, I can see you, but it looked like they got cut off.
Oh, okay.
They
All right,
may
well, I
have
think,
to sign back in.
Okay. All right. So that's cool. I just contact Sister Jackson L. Yeah. So that's basically it. My answer was my question was answered. So, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Islam, sis.
Islamism.
Islam, sis. I guess the internet from our home is going down. So, just really quick. Like I said, there's this one. I'm not saying you cannot do it that way, right? Because I don't know. I'm just telling you from what my experience. I didn't use a PO box. Okay, I used my home address, and so that's how I got mine. I obtained mine, and it came to my house. Now, some people do, tell you or whatnot to use a PO box, but like I said, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys proof of the sister that I know personally that just went to jail because she got in trouble for having a firearm on her, went to jail, got bailed out. But when she got bailed out, she used that PO box address.
Okay. Yeah, but the PO box
right?
is
They told
actually
her that she
sorry.
lied about her physical address, right? When you get in trouble with the law, you got to kind of be honest about that. So they marshals picked her up, and now she can't even get bailed out because basically they feel like she lied about her address. Like, that's not your address. When you bailed out with this PO box, and this PO box is not your address. And now, now they want to keep tabs on her because she's in trouble. So, I mean, it is what it is if that's how you want to do it. But I don't think it's really gonna, I don't think it's gonna affect you in any way. It's like as long as you get your as long as you get and obtain your documents, that's what's important. Now I'm gonna have my husband weigh in.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna mute myself. A PO box? Why not your regular address?
I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. What was that, sister? We have to transition to the phone.
You have to mute yourself, sis. Tell her she has to mute her.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm here. I'm just gonna listen.
Okay. Oh, I was saying, why are you using a PO box rather than your address? Because you can't mix public and private.
You have to separate the corporate from the middle. Yeah, but no, it's okay. Going forward, I'm gonna actually, I don't know if you saw Sister Jackson L. Should to contact her. So we'll pretty much I got my answer. But no, I appreciate that. Everybody's input, I appreciate. Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, my Costco.
All right, it's all good. So if I can understand her correctly, she was saying that she's in the process, right? And she's at the point where she needs to do the birth certificate, right?
No, she so she has to get her social security card, and she didn't change the address. I guess like she's using a PO box now. Someone, I guess.
No, okay. Can I clarify, sister?
Yeah,
sister, brother. Assistant Grant. What happens? I've already received those items, except my birth certificate. So I have to go to the Capitol this week. So to get that official but I
Your
hadn't,
brother,
prior to that,
how many
I
more
hadn't
years he
set
got?
up
2?
a PO box or any, or UPS, So I've since set up one just so I can go ahead maybe and backtrack somehow and do to change that with the DMV, but I didn't know how to change that with the Social Security Department. So that was kind of like my question, like, is there even a need, or, how do I do with the Social Security at this point? But Sister Jackson L said to contact her. So yeah.
Please. Yeah.
All righty. Thank you all.
And so the way we did it was real simple. It was just, once you get the necessary documents to get your social, you just go down and get it. There's no special way of mailing it to this area, PO box, secret, separate the corporate. All that is unnecessary. You're just trying to get a social. The point of getting a social is to amend the record. So what you're doing is you're just showing the Social Security company, hey, according to what the judge said, you need to correct my documents. That's the goal of going to the social. You're telling them, hey, I need you to correct my Social Security card with this name. Hey, birth certificate people, I need you to correct the name on my certificate. Hey, passport people, I need you to correct or give me a passport with this new name. Why? Because the judge said so. And the judge runs all these other agencies. Yeah. So once you have the judge's agreement, you good. Just take that judge's agreement and go collect whatever you need. Right.
And remember, you guys, my husband was one of the first people in our temple to get his to do it. So there's gonna be other people to tell you how to do things, but you have to.
We did it first over here.
Yeah, you kind of have to. What does it be with you? I mean,
man must be what he knows.
Yeah. So. Right, so no confusion. I mean, I don't know what the PO box thing came from. Maybe it's something else, but yeah, just as long as you obtain your documents, I don't think there's a big emphasis on the address. Yeah.
Right. But again, I could only talk about what I did because I didn't do it what the Grand Gov did. He might have did a PO box way, but again, we just did it the simple, logical way. It was no special secret way of mailing things or nothing. It was just an easy mail, receive your documents. It's real simple. We shouldn't try to make it as confusing as it is. All right. But it's not, sis. What we're gonna do now is play this video about this. So.
Yeah, let's play the video really quick because we slow on time, brother Boyer. We see your hand though. We will get back to you, brother.
Okay.
And they said the internet is back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back and then. So yeah,
Recording in progress.
She said it came from Grand Gov.
You have to mute yourself.
She said.
You're echoing.
We trying to get it, y'all. Okay, I think we back.
Okay, but Sister Jackson L was saying that the Grand Gov, he's the one that told people about the post. I wish he was here to clarify that for us.
Yeah.
Right. But since I'm here, I could tell you what we did, and we have proof. We have the documents.
Yeah.
We didn't use a PO box. We just simply mailed it in, and we got everything we needed. It was hassle free. Very simple. Just like the other brother Victor said.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh,
it was Victor, right? It
yeah.
was easy process, simple. But let's play this video really quick. Hopefully the Grand Gov will come and he'll explain the process a little better for us. Hold on, let me see. Let's share the screen. Here we go. This is a video about the birth certificate. It's a very against having one, and it has the plan about what happened to it. Let's go. Damn. All right, y'all. This is deep.
The government. It loves you and wants to keep you safe and well. It even wants to make paying taxes, fines, and court costs easier for you. How? Well, you'll need to meet your straw man. He was born the same day you were. He looks like you, has the same name, and lives in your house, but you never knew he existed. You will have even paid his parking tickets or taxes. The worst part? He's been dead from day one. From every birth certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials, court clerks, or the police are speaking English, they aren't. They're speaking legalese, designed to make you agree to verbal and written contracts without even knowing about it, all spun from Black's Law Dictionary. For example, when the police say, "Do you understand?" you'll say, "Yes." What they are really saying is, "Do you stand under our authority?"
Wow.
Oops-a-daisy, you just created a verbal contract with them. Oh, you clever government. Did you know that whenever you register something, you are handing over title to the person you register it with? That's right. Whenever you register something with the government, they assume it belongs to them. Registered your car? Super! Now you are the registered keeper of your vehicle, and the government can crush it when you don't pay your, straw man's taxes. Expecting a new bundle of joy? Well, then you need to register your little darling with a birth certificate. Then they can start the process all over again and create a new straw man for your little one. Isn't that great? So when Junior grows up, he'll be able to generate revenue just like you have. When you notify on your baby by signing the birth certificate, your child becomes a ward of state. And if the government doesn't like what you're doing, they'll assume it's okay to take the child away or make new rules for things they don't like. Not enough school? Smacking your child? Shouting too loudly? And it's off to social services for the little one. When you get a bill, it's sent to you, but belongs to your straw man, not you. That's why bills, fines, and summons start with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead and just a silly piece of paper, created before you could comprehend or even consent to it. When you go to court, you represent your straw man. So you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man, just like the government knew you would. Confused? Well, don't worry. The government doesn't want you to know anyway. If you knew, you'd stop paying things like council tax and parking tickets. Because when you go to court, you are representing your straw man. You are you, alive and made of flesh and blood. Your straw man or legal personality is a piece of paper created from your birth certificate. And you think it's you. What a silly Billy.
This is a certified true copy of my life.
Okay, I think that's enough for now. But that was a quick breakdown of what we've been talking about, the problems with the birth certificate, the straw man, all of these things. But the worst thing in the hands of a genius can be turned into the best things. And the way we use this information is to properly identify ourselves. Let's get this straight and let's really understand the process and the point of all of this. The process is the process of becoming identified in America as a Moorish American. That's the goal. That's the main goal. We want you to be identified in America officially, legally on record as a Moorish American, whether it be a passport or pass card. We shout out the passport or pass card because that's the highest level of identification in the land of America and in the world.
Yeah.
Wherever you go with a passport on the earth, you will be identified as a Moorish American. This is it. This is the whole point. The point of Moorish Science Temple of America Sunday School is to inspire you, to make you feel better about being a Moorish American, to help you understand Allah dwells within you. That's it. And we want you to be identified. That's the process. It is not the secret, doing this or slick way or, getting out of this or avoiding this or paying this. Nah, it's to make you a better citizen here in America. It's to make you a man, not to run and hide from your problems, but to handle your problems like a man, like a woman, not to skip and hide and treat and trick and do things scandalously and scheme. No, we're here to create men and women and better citizens. That's the point of this thing here.
And we like to teach you guys, and we like to give you the information on what they're doing to our people because it's important for you to know and be knowledgeable, right? But we also want to teach you how to play the game, their game. You know what I'm saying? Like we said earlier. And so we understand what they're doing with our straw man's name. You understand? Like, this is why we want to give you the knowledge. And this is why Brother Boyer came on and he gave us the cons of this birth certificate and of being a straw man, right? And so what we're doing here is teaching you how to play their game. That's it. And also, don't forget, you guys, this is one of the richest countries on the nation. Everybody is trying to get here, even though they don't do everything as good as correctly. And like I said, we've traveled, you know what I'm saying? We've been to other places and people are so humble, so sweet. There's things in other third world countries, like the love between just the people that we don't see here, right? Because we're so rich, but everybody's trying to come here. So, we take that blessing like we are here, you guys. People are dying. People die every single day just to get here, to cross them borders and those rivers to get here. And they don't understand, some of the knowledge that we have. But y'all, we are blessed to be here. Okay. Now, if you don't have a passport or birth certificate saying that you were born here and say you go to another country, you're going to be stuck in that other country. You better figure it out. And so this is why we do want you to be identified. And then as a Muslim on top of that, so that's the important. Brother Boyer, I know your hand was raised before we went to the video. Do you still want to go ahead and comment? Oh, they turned up back there.
I just wanted to comment on the fact of the fact that we have to possibly use a PO box or some type of other connection than our home. I don't know. I was just trying to figure out where the positioning for that. But once I get to that point, I can look more into it. But I just know that anytime if you wanted to operate in the private, you didn't give that information out, you would get a PO box. But if we're trying to get our reestablishment in this said government, why would we want to give that information so the record could reflect what it is that we're doing? But once again, I don't know. I was just, throwing my little adding on to the fact that I heard what you said, that you didn't go through none of that. And so I just want to keep everything de jure, the correct way. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm going to pick up my children from school and I get pulled over by about 7 policy enforcers talking about that PO box you gave us was insufficient. You know what I mean? So I'd rather do things where somebody is already demonstrating, got the information. So thank you, Brother Adam Zell, for adding on to that you've been through the process and the de jure way, and I'm still able to see you and talk to you without the hassle. So thank you. And I yield the floor, brother. I yield the floor. Thank you.
Islam, Brother Boyer. We appreciate your truth, your faith in the process. And the prophet, man, we understand you've been studying this for a long time, and we appreciate you and thank you for bringing your perspective to our class as well.
Islam.
And another thing, everybody has a voice here. Anybody can say anything they want, not anything, but please make yourself known. Have questions, comments, anything on your heart, let it out. We don't want it to be a situation where you just listen to us talk
all day, right? We love the feedback, even if it's not on accordance, even if you're debating with us. We are family. It's fun. It's okay. Bring it to us. We might need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do.
So we appreciate each and every one of you. We tell you guys this all the time. We appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Brother Boyer and Brother Victor, they bring that that energy that we need.
Yes,
so
absolutely. And we appreciate you guys very much so. So really quick, I did have some questions in the chat today. I know we getting slim on time really quick, and I do have some other things I wanted to share with you guys really quick. But I think one sister asked about the seventh Elohim. She said, what was that? And can we go over that? I don't know how much time we have. If you wanted to go over that. And then someone else said, where is it at? So did you want to go over that?
Yeah. Elohim. All right, we're going to go to our Quran questions for Moorish America. We're going to go to key 97. Who is Elohim?
Who is Elohim? They turned up.
We gotta end soon. So who is Elohim? Elohim is the 7 creative spirits that created everything that ever was, is, and evermore to be. What is Elohim sometimes called? The 7 eyes of Allah. So what was the question? What is Elohim?
Yeah, can you go over the 7th Elohim, please? And thanks. That's what they just said.
The 7 Elohim. So it's not the 7th, right? It's called the 7 Elohim.
Well, 7. Yes, we should put 7.
7 Elohim. And that is the 7 creative spirits that created everything that ever was, is, or ever more to be. The creative spirits of Allah. So now let's go into the Quran.
If you just want to give her so she can
Real
do her
quick.
own research.
Oh,
because we
okay,
don't
chapter
have a
1.
a lot of time.
Islam chapter 1 talks about it. Chapter 1
So in
talks
your
about
Quran
the
questionnaire is
Elohim.
key. What was it?
That was key 97.
97, sis.
And then the creation of fallen man, chapter 1. There's no numbers here. You just got to read through it. But it speaks about the Elohim.
too.
And chapter 11. Oh, yeah. Chapter 11 talks about the Elohim as well. So if you could
Islam, sis. So if you can just do the research for you, we will
I would go. But,
right.
But
because of time, and then, or we can come back next week and kind of break it down for you, sis. But just to give you that basic understanding, if you go through your your questionnaire and the Quran, so they say chapter 1 and chapter 11.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll try to bring that back just because of time, sis.
Okay,
and then another sis, Trudy L says, thank you. I'm new here. With all due respect, my question is, why does Islam say Father God? I learned that acknowledging God as masculine is from the European patriarchal system, practicing African spiritual science. I learned that the feminine principle is the creative energy with the all source, the creator, and the divine feminine is who co-creates as we birth humanity. So I learned it. Mother, Father God, please explain.
Father, the Quran talks about that also.
Because he is
Father, the seed planter.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the planting of a seed and being the husbandman. Right?
Yeah, that's also in our Quran.
So it's not necessarily being masculine or feminine. It's just the attribute that only a father will be the planter of the seed, not the mother. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be awkward to say mama because we're not referring to that attribute. Now, if we were referring to birth or, growing the embryo, then that's a mother trait. But we're talking about planting of a seed or Father God, meaning the creator, the from whence the seed came from, right? Allah's the seedless seed, right? The plant comes from the seed, but where did the seed come from? Allah. So Allah is the seed planter, the husbandman, right?
Oh, yes, Islam.
It makes sense. But we'll talk about that next week too.
Yes, so we appreciate each and every one of these questions, you guys.
But no, we know.
I think those were the only 2 questions.
Here, men and women are equal. Because we're Moorish American, we understand that Allah dwells in man just like he dwells in woman. And people are complete when they have the male aspect and the female aspect coming together as one. That's what we believe as Moorish Americans. So that's the beauty. Again, we believe in, the prophet said, take unto thyself a wife, and become a faithful member of society. We believe in, marriage between female and male. Right. And it's one, it's not 20 wives or nothing like that. And we don't put the male above the female. We work together. We're a team.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of Moorish science also. So Islam. Anything else?
I wanted to show them really quick the sister that I was talking about that went to jail for using the pill box. Well, no, she didn't go to jail for using the pill box. She went to jail for something else.
Not having the correct address.
Yeah. I don't even see her right now on here.
Since you said she was creating birth certificates.
Yeah.
Yes. That's Sister Iyanga Bay.
She was still in birth certificates.
She was creating them online.
And the reason why she went to jail.
Well, she went to jail for a gun that she had in her car because her car had makeshift license plates on them. Because she said that her car was registered to her trust. And so, the policy enforcers pulled her over because she didn't have the correct license plates. And so they they, you know, basically hemmed her up, checked her car. She had 2 firearms in her possession. I don't know if the firearms was like registered to her. I don't know the situation with the firearms, but they took her to jail for those firearms. She was bailed out. And when she got bailed out, she used the PO box, right? And so when she went back to court, they used that against her. Like, you didn't give us your physical address, so therefore you're lying to us, right? And they already got her for like the firearm situation. And so the marshals actually went to go pick her up, and she's on live. Like, if I could find her page, I don't know why all of a
She
sudden
went to jail on live.
I can't find her page,
at her door.
but she was on live saying the marshals were at her door and they broke her door down and took her to jail. And the reason why was because of the PO box and not her actual physical address. But like I said, she's a really smart sister. She's a great poet. We have the same exact birthday, which is crazy. And so I just wanted to kind of show you guys her, but unfortunately, I'm looking her up under Bay and she's not popping up. So I don't know. I don't know where here she is. Okay, here it is. All right. So how do I go? Okay. So her name is ISS Bay. So I'm gonna go to Zoom and then share, right? Share content. It says only the host can share in this meeting. So you have to allow me to share really quick. Let me try to do it again. Share content.
It's on, sis. Where is she?
In prison. She's in prison right now. In Massachusetts. She was in Arkansas and the marshals went to go pick her up and now she's in Massachusetts.
And guess what? Nobody from the Moorish Science Temple of America came to save her.
Not us. We just saying.
I'm just saying. Is she part of the temple?
No, she's not a part of our temple. No.
And nobody came to save her.
So what do I do now?
Let's keep that 100.
Okay.
Nobody. She's still rotting in jail right now. So if y'all out here doing some foolishness, be careful. You might go to jail and be rotting in there. Nobody's gonna come get you.
All right. So this is when the marshals came and got her. If y'all I wanted to share her poem with you guys because when I say the sis is cold, she is cold. When she's a great poet, and this is how I found her. I found her online, and I reached out to her, and I told her, you know, if she wanted to come join our temple. She told me I was crazy. I wanted to show her a poem that drew me to her. You know, the reason why I even reached out to the sis. Oh, here it is. All right.
I'm a younger segment, so I obey. This piece is titled Pseudocide. They've been faking your death, tearing you down until nothing's left. Keep you believing in something to someone outside of yourself so you never realize your power. Invisible hours. You lost track of time, but this world has been ours. We gotta detox your mind because you've been drinking the wrong juice. Some shit they mix together called civilita mortuus. You've been dead in the eyes of the law, marking black as your status because they flip shit around like a circus of acrobatics. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I see dead people. Colorable law, black, brown, and red people. Everybody knows who we are but us. They can't interrupt our shine, lustrous. Moors are on the rise, and they will do anything to attempt the hindrance of this divine and national movement. North, South, Central, adjoining islands included. They want to drain us of our energy, throw us in this system as in all caps entities, and the sleepers see no flaws and fluoride.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
Peace and love. I'm a younger segment, so I obey. This piece is titled South, Central, adjoining islands included. They want to drain us of our energy, throw us in this system as in all caps entities, and the sleepers see no flaws and fluoride in the water. You don't even need a straw man. We are creators. We create our own reality. Ain't no interrupting the order of the day. Nationality, balance, higher self, lower self, God mentality. Gain knowledge of self so that you can know the real you. Proclaim your nationality. Don't let this corporation kill you. They've been faking your death, tearing you down until nothing's left. Keep you believing in something to someone outside of yourself so you never realize your power. Invisible hours. You lost track of time, but this world has been ours. Pseudocide. Peace and love.
Oh, it's okay. Let's just play. This is the live video. So I hate to show this, but
Peace and love, y'all. U.S. Marshals are at my door. They've made themselves, they let themselves in.
U.S. Marshals are at my door. If you can, the address is in Little Rock on Red Baron Drive. They've made themselves in. They've broken in the door. If you can, reach out to my sister, 501-297-1899. She's local. 501-297-1899. She's local. U.S. Marshals are here. They did end up putting out a warrant. They're here.
So you guys see why, okay, so you guys see why I reached out to the sis. Her poem was deep, and I'm like, oh, she loves the prophet. You know, she loves this more science. She's deep. And I reached out to her, and we found out we have the same exact birthday. We were born in the same exact year with the same exact age. So I'm like, oh my God, you know, Allah brought us together, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, you know, we have a temple if you guys would like to come and to come and join our temple. And then that's when we kind of had to part ways. Because she was like, a temple? Girl, we don't do things like that. And, you know, you're not even supposed to do this and that. And, you know, it was just so much. And so I had to let her go. You know, I'm like, okay, sis, you know, Islam, nice meeting you. And we always comment on each other's pictures and posts and things like that. And when she went to jail because brother, what's his name? You know, Jamal. The Rise of the Moors. Okay, she drove from Arkansas to Massachusetts to their court date. And so you know, they was messing with everybody that was there because it was COVID. They didn't want nobody to come into court. And so she wasn't even parked at their structure. She was parked somewhere else, but they followed her. And, you know, they did some things that were not fair. You know what I'm saying? And, but she's also not playing the game right either. And this is the purpose of Temple 43 is to show you guys and to be knowledgeable of how to play the game. If you had some license plates, they probably wouldn't even, you know, I mean, that was the reason for them pulling her over. And then why do you have a gun on you, or I'm sorry, a firearm on you, and you're going to court? I mean, it's just a lot of stuff, but that's the sister. And at the end, you see marshals were coming to pick her up. And when I did some research to see, like, you know, why did the marshals go pick the sister up? You know, like, I thought she was fighting her case and things like that. But if you go on her Instagram page, her whole story is there from when she got arrested. They have the video of everything. And so it's really unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, that we have Moorish Americans out here and that they're not playing the game correctly, you know what I'm saying? And that's all we're here to do, is to just wake us up and to try to, you know, do things the correct way so that you don't have these policy enforcers trying to break the rules on you. You know what I'm saying? And so now she's in prison. There's no bail for her. She was bailed out the first time, but unfortunately she used that PO box, and that's what got her in trouble.
And my question is, where are the people who she was working with?
Yeah.
Where's her sovereign team?
Well, mind you, the other guys is in jail for all that stuff they did on the highway. They still in jail. And so she was like, you know, going to support those moles, and then she got into even deeper trouble.
Sister Bryson Bay?
Yeah, Sister Bryson Bay. Go ahead, sis. We see you have your hand raised.
Thank you for answering my question. And my second question is, if the Rise of the Moors got in trouble for traveling with firearms unregistered, why would she go with firearms to their court date?
This is what we were trying to understand ourselves. What are you doing, sis? But
she was being sovereign. She felt like, I'm sovereign.
She could do this. She felt like she could do this stuff.
I'm Moorish American. I'm not part of this. I'm sovereign.
Yeah. This is the problem with a lot of Moorish Americans. They want to kind of go against, you know, things. And it's like, you're only going to hurt yourself. You're only harming yourself, you know? And so I don't understand it either. I'm like, why
she
would
felt
you
like
have
she was
firearms?
a national citizen and she not going to get pulled over. You don't have any authority to pull me over. But it's like, okay, ma'am, can you identify yourself?
And then on top of that, come on, you guys, it's the government. There's policy enforcers. They have like a unlimited budget. They have guns. They have unlimited people working for them, infinite people. They have the biggest jails, the biggest DAs, the biggest everything. Are you serious?
The biggest money. Like,
why are you going against
How are you going to go against that?
And so now she's in jail. She's gone. Like, there's no bail for her. I tried to ask just to see, you know, and they're like, no.
One of my concerns.
One of my concerns, being a part of a group, I like accountability on all levels, because I want to make sure that what I claim that I am repping properly, and people, what affiliating with are repping properly. Exactly.
Right.
Are there check-ins, house checks, background checks, etc.? Yes. So
what do you mean as far as the temple or the people in the temple?
somebody else said she had the pentagram on her shirt. We just said that she had the wrong symbol, right? So Sister Trudy Harper, are you saying are there background checks here?
We saw that pentagram, Islam.
Because you can't even get your name changed if you are on parole or probation. So say we don't do a background check, right? If you try to get your name changed, the courts will stop you. They'll tell you can't because you're like a flight risk or whatever.
Right. So there are checks and balances, especially with, but in our temple, no, we're here to just wake people up. It's not like, we go through your extensive background. We just want to teach you information. This is like a college school.
Yes.
You don't go to college to learn about people's backgrounds. You're here to teach. Are you here to learn? Well, we're here to teach. That's all we're doing.
Yeah.
That's it. And we're trying to teach you the most, the way that's the easiest and makes most sense, where you won't go to jail or get locked up for being scandalous or.
So really quick, somebody said, what is the difference of the pentagram? So last week we shared and we taught you guys the difference. So there's two different stars, right? There's one star that you can tell it's like intertwined. Like we're going to show you right now really quick.
Pentagram.
So there's a pentagram and there's a star. Ours is a star and then there's a pentagram. That's how you know some Moors are not knowledgeable, and it's okay. Some Moors just don't know.
So this is the pentagram here.
So if you see this pentagram here to the right of your screen, you see how it goes behind and it overlaps each other. That's the pentagram. That's the wrong. If you have a flag with that, that's the wrong flag. That's not our flag.
We have a 5-pointed green star.
We have a 5-pointed green star to where you don't see these overlapping and things like that. Let's go to it.
This one. Here, but yeah, this is what the flag looks like.
So you see this flag, you can't see that it goes behind or over, it overlaps. You see how it's a straight through, it's flat. Yeah. That's the difference.
Right.
And so if you see certain Moors, right, this is our ancient flag. If you see certain Moors with the other one, that's the wrong one. She learned that. Yeah, she had it on her shirt. And we learned that last week. Brother Richardson L.
Islam, everybody.
Islam.
Yo.
It
has some awesome keys in it. First and foremost, the point I want to make is that 5-point star is there for a reason. It's love, peace, freedom, and justice, and everything in that science comes back to us. Yeah. Arm, leg, arm, head, however you want to break it down, a line, man, or one, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say, pretend that star actually symbolizes you and I. Head, 2 arms, 2 legs, right?
Yeah. Right.
How about chapter 1 of the Quran says that the thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed.
And that's in the circle.
Exactly. Islam, that's it.
Look. Oh, that's the thoughts of Allah being circumscribed.
Islam. So yeah, if you guys do wear the pentagram, just know you could just go ahead and retire that. You are now knowledgeable of, the truth. And so, some Moors don't know. And so we're here to teach you and to just so that you'll know. So there you go. If you do have that one, just retire it. It's okay. Now you know.
Speaking of Iyanka, you see how her sovereign team didn't come rescue her?
Right.
So let's say we do get in trouble as Moorish Americans, right? What is the system that's in place, or from your perspective, what do you think would happen, or how would your domicile rescue you in a situation like that, where the policy enforcers mistreated you in a certain way, or they stepped out of their boundaries lawfully and legally? How do you feel that your jurisdiction will solve the problem for you? Or has anybody had any examples of their jurisdiction coming to their rescue? Like, like paying taxes and things like that, right? We should look to receive some kind of benefit. So,
Islam more. Yeah, I want to add on to what you're saying right now, as far as someone coming to aid and assist you when getting in trouble with the policies enforcers. And I wanted to add, What you're doing right now with this Sunday class, you're building the leaders of the nation by giving them the information necessary in order to pass to the other Moors to conduct themselves correctly in this commerce. And my answer to you is proper study.
Okay.
Proper study. I self law and master. And when you understand your laws and you know how to demonstrate those situations with policy enforcers, they will realize that you are real. And with the proper identification, and as the prophet taught, to be recognized by this state government, that process is necessary along with the proper etiquette with Islam, I self law and master, in order to reflect your I use the word sovereignty because you're actually able to, conduct yourself in a free manner. Not to say that I am sovereign, but the movement in which I am part of is a sovereign nation state. So, yes, sir. And as far as your domicile and working for you and so forth, I wouldn't know where to begin with that because I don't think no man can come and speak for me. I would have to speak for myself. So, I don't know who you could call in a situation where your domicile will be reflective to the policy enforcers to stop them from intruding on your free national rights or your citizen rights. So to answer your question, I don't know how that domicile will be effective in a situation we're dealing with the policy enforcers. But if you know yourself more, Islam, if you know yourself more, I think you can stand on your square and demonstrate. I yield the floor, Adamsdale.
Islamism, brother. That was a perfect answer. I don't have to say nothing else.
Islam, brother Adamsdale.
Islam, brother. Hardest debate, Governor Hardest debate.
Yeah, let me inform everyone on how it works.
Okay.
Okay. Now, when you finally get your pass card, you're going to need to have 3 wallets. You're going to have one for your straw man, one for the representative, one for the individual.
Oh.
If you carry any one of those or any 2 of those things together, the policies enforcers are going to see it come up on their register. You understand this, right? Biometrics, it all comes up.
Yep.
So the thing really is when you get your pass card, just to ride with your pass card and your Moorish ID.
And that should keep
as opposed to, because all of our stuff is linked in.
Yeah.
So that's it. Now, as far as an example, okay, I've been stopped many a times. I've been driving around from Northern California to Southern California, a distance of, I guess it's 700 and something miles every trip. And that's just one way. It's 1,400 miles in a round trip. I was driving up and down without a license plate.
Yes.
License plate and just my flag in my window.
Yes.
Flag in the front, a picture of Drew Ali and a map on my thing. And I finally got pulled over where I ran into a cop that was, trying to fight with me about you can't drive here. Nobody can drive in the state of California unless they have a driver's license. Now, mind you, he asked me for my driver's license and I gave him my pass card.
Yeah.
He was mad when he went to go read up on my pass card because it said you could not do anything to this person. He tried to push the issue, so I said, I told him that I'm stopped speaking to him and I need to speak to a supervisor. Now, I knew that they were going to try to take this all the way to, they tried to get me to admit something I wasn't going to admit. So they wanted to take this all the way through. So I said, okay, I understand you guys are trying to make an arrest and you're making a false arrest And I told them everything about, what they were doing, how they were distracting from the law. And they're trying to say that they were trying to connect me with someone else. Really, what they were doing was trying to falsify who I was, because I had 3 different names in my wallet. Right. So they're trying to classify you with one of these other names. Either Harold Hardister or Harold Hardister Bay or H. Hardister Bay. They wanted a name. So they end up, I didn't agree with them. I told them where they were wrong. They removed me from the vehicle.
Dang.
Okay. Yeah, no, I ended up going to jail because after a while, I just said, I ain't talking no more.
Right.
So what you're going to do, you're going to jail. I went to jail.
Yes.
And they contacted the highest authority in the nation, contacted me, but I didn't know who he was. Jerome.
Authority.
Yeah. The Joint Chiefs of Staff, Jerome Pettis, or the Army. I think it's Jerome.
Yeah. The Joint Chiefs of Staff hit you up?
Yeah, on the phone with me, and he looking at me. I'm thinking that they're asking me, do I know who he is? And I'm telling them, I don't know who he is, but if he's using my name, I know who I am.
Right.
And I'm H. Hardister Bay.
Yeah.
And I just did that. And then so the officer went away laughing. And about 15 minutes later, they let me out of jail.
Wow.
Then, they asked me, did I want to file a complaint, which I said yes. And so I started proceeding with it that way. By the time the next day came and me and the brother and the sister came back and filed the petition with them, or the decree that they wanted, they canceled the case. Yeah. And they didn't give me my vehicle back, but I think that was my fault. I didn't press the issue. I had too many other places to go, and
right.
The vehicle, it might still be there. Who knows?
Right.
I haven't pressed the issue. I've been back and forth all over the place. And
so if I can comment to what you're saying, if I understand you correctly, right? You're saying that you still got pulled over and harassed by these policy enforcers, but since the temple is set up the way it is, things will happen or things were made to allow you to be free. And what you're teaching me is, man, you got to know the game for yourself. You got to come up in this temple and learn for yourself, because there's no one who's going to come save you. Okay. In reality, the prophet is telling us we got to learn this Moorish game for ourselves, because the temple is way up in Northern California. So when the policy enforcers is coming for you, who you gonna call? You can't call the Grand Gov. You can't call Brother Hardister, the governor. You can't call me. We're not going to be there to save you. This is why you have to learn to study for yourselves, right? You can't depend on a certain jurisdiction or domicile to be your savior. Because this is the governor. He was in jail, in prison. I got children. I can't be in nobody's prison, nobody's jail. I don't have time for that. So I'm going to play the game the right way, where Adams don't see nobody pulling him over. I'm going to have the necessary documents to ensure that I don't go to prison. I got children, babies. They need to see me every single day. I don't need to be locked up in jail talking to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, because he's at home eating his big dinner with his family while he's talking to me in a prison hall. How is that fair? I don't want to talk to you, Joint Chiefs of Staff. I want to get out of prison so I could go have dinner with my family. Ain't you at home and dinner with your family, but you talking to me in prison? That sounds irrational to me as a Moorish American. So I'm gonna give my people the game so much that they don't end up in prison, that they don't end up in jail. You're the governor. You should never have been arrested and going to prison. But obviously, it's something that the domicile is doing that didn't save you from going to prison. And let this be a lesson to all of us. This is a governor from Temple 43, the most powerful temple in this country. He told you he went to jail because he didn't have what he needed at the time that he needed it. Okay, so that teaches us all we gotta study this science and know what we're talking about. So
But to me, Mo,
we don't
Islam,
and you went through a sacrifice, right?
it was a test. It was.
Right, that's
I
what I'm
have to know
saying.
what our stuff does.
Exactly. You had to know within you, and you a governor. If you got tested, and you a governor, you know what I'm saying? My point is, you're a governor, so you should know the Moorish game, and they still tested you, even with your identification, your visa, your passport, and all that. You still ended up in a place you didn't want to be as a man, like a criminal, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to say, I don't think that's cool. We're too moral, we're too royal, we're too excellent to end up in a place for criminals. That's not cool at all. But what you're showing us is you got to know the game for yourself because nobody's going to save you. Islam, brother, he got saved, he got free. But in that moment, you still going to have to go through the drama yourself.
Yeah, right.
It's not going to be a special number you can call and say, oh, I paid my taxes. Could you come get me?
Right.
No, that's not how
You're
it
gonna
works.
have to know what to tell people, and you're gonna have to show your documentation.
Right, but
See, they
even
see the
with
documentation, but they wanted to act like it was false.
Right.
They wanted to challenge what the judge said, and I already let them know. You can't challenge this court order.
Nah.
You can't do, really they had an attitude with me, the fact that I'm driving where I'm driving, you know what I mean?
And we have to know that you have a domicile, but at all moments you gotta be the domicile within you. Did you study to know, the laws of the land and how to maneuver? So you
I
don't
knew the laws of the land. I know what to tell them.
exactly.
It was an attitude thing.
Right.
And
it showed that you couldn't call the temple to come get you either, could you, Governor?
Could I have called the temple? I am the temple. I'm like, man, no.
Right.
But my thing was this: if somebody does get pulled over with this,
yeah,
what happens? Because I could have eased out of the situation.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't call the temple either. So that shows you can't call the temple when you need help from the policy enforcers. Don't do that. You have to know it within yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I don't call. I wouldn't have called a temple. I would try to get over with it.
Of course not. We got to come study to learn this game for ourselves. But man, we're running out of time, darling, aren't we?
Yes, 1 o'clock. But we do got a few hands. I mean,
we got a few hands.
I am breastfeeding, babe, so I don't know if everybody wants to see that.
I'm sorry.
But we do have a few hands. If y'all still want to be on, well, we have time. We're not in a rush.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Some people did leave because they have to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys still want to, talk and learn, we still have time. It's up to you, babe. I mean, what you want to do?
We got 2 more hands. Let's do the 2 more hands. 2 brothers. Right. These are the brothers that always help our temple. So we listen to these brothers, then we'll get out of here. So brother Richardson and then brother Booyer, Islam. Y'all have the floor. Thank you. Brother Richardson, you've dealt with this as well, huh? With dealing with the policy enforcers. So I'm sure you know really well of how you got to have this game within yourself. You got to study what the Grand Gov is teaching, and what we're learning, the sheiks and the ones who have went through the fire. You got to take that information and save yourself, brother Booyer. It's on you, brother. I think this is from before.
Islam. More. I just wanted to quote. All Moorish Americans should be well grounded in the knowledge of self, the Inquisitions, and the history of the fall of the Moorish Empire, in order to understand the political systems which we now live under. The government officials and the legislators are well aware of the dual nature of the United States and the Shields. Moors have a responsibility to be cognizant of their true sovereign status. Moorish Americans have their law and Europeans have their law, both in the de jure principle. Work in harmony through Constitution and treaty. Remember, the Constitution of the United States of America comes to us, the Moors, the status of the Moors and the status of the Europeans is separate but equal in accord with just law. Constitution. If one forgets this fact, then one is subject to improper venue and improper jurisdiction courts, organized corporate thieves, and colorable law. This is the price that has been paid by many Moors for holding on to the brands and labels of Negro, Black, and colored. A government official in court in which you have no constitution and treaty law connects as a sovereign law through citizens' agreement, constitutional contracts. Such person or courts are unconstitutional and a fraud. Sovereignty in your constitution is relative and must never be separated or ignored. If the seal and the flag of your nation is not in the court, your law and constitution is not represented. Therefore, you have no protection in that court. If you are in love with slavery and injustice, ignore this statement. The two, the United States have a conjoined destiny and have constitution and treaties to govern the people under specific conditions. The Americas, Al-Marak, have been called the melting pot because of this union and mix of nations. The two United Nations conjoined are part and parcel of one. Therefore, all judges of every territory, province, or state are bound by the Constitution and treaties and are well aware of the status of the Moors. The Constitution and treaties obligate the European side of the nation to uphold the law of the land. With proper procedure and law in any court or suit case, status determines what law is operative and how it is applied in your proper jurisdiction and venue. To determine based on that status, either Moorish Muslim law or the laws governing European Christians and their Negro, Black, colored property slaves who bear the surnames, constitutions, and treaties resolve any confusion of status, jurisdiction, and proper venue. So I said all that to say, when the records reflect and the identification reflect your appellation of an L or a Bay, there's already set procedures and a jurisdiction which you fall up under. But if you're not cognizant of that, and you can't express that in proper notification with policy enforcers, they will be forced to place a bond on you and place you in jail and allow the system to sort it out. But if you give proper notification to the policy enforcer, proper notification, the agent is notice the principal, the principal is notice the agent. And that's all that's necessary. Anytime you bumbling on about something else and how they can't do this, they're going to snatch you up to prove a point. But if you hold them to their fiduciary duty and you make a side comment, it's not slick, it's fact. If the situation doesn't go accordingly, I would need to have your insurance policy, your bond number in order to settle this situation, because you're trying to get a bond placed on you. But if the situation is a situation which is a colorable law, meaning seems to appear to be real, but it's false. If you call them on that, that is actually a penal code in the statute on which they are obliged to uphold through their oath of office.
Damn.
So these necessary points that need to be ran over in Sunday school consistently. So Moors who are out here operating in their own jurisdiction as the prophet left for us, as a national government, we need to know this information so that we can't get kidnapped or placed in compromising positions where a bond has been placed on you. That's it, Adam Zero. I thank you, brother, for allowing me to share that with us. And I hope that all the other members make constant efforts to study. Study. And that's it. Thank you. I yield the floor, brother Adam Zero. Thank you.
Thank you, brother Boo. You're
it's
awesome
long.
again.
It's long.
Thank you for that.
And I think the governor did say that it was like an attitude thing.
Yes,
so,
he
know,
did.
y'all, we do have principles to uphold. We all always have to have love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice at our forefront. So sometimes if you do give them like a slight attitude, they will, try to prove a point, like Brother Boyer was saying. Also, they took his vehicle. That's kidnapped as well. But this is why we're telling y'all how to play the game, because, they will try to press their issue and see how knowledgeable you are. And, they kidnapped our governor. What I'm saying? That's not fair. We had another brother who they kidnapped his license, and I was calling their chief of police. I was going crazy. I was like, y'all better give my brother his stuff back. I was trying to tell them they was getting him for religious discrimination. I'm like, y'all better give my brother his stuff back. I was calling, going left. Like, y'all got my brother messed up. I'm trying to enforce the laws here.
And what she was doing is trying to call from the offices of our government. Like she was playing that role.
Yes.
And it's like, wow, we need more of that. That was good.
Islam.
And
So,
then,
brother, Governor Harster, I'm sorry that happened to you. But like we said, you know, we all have to kind of come correct. And then also you said you just stopped talking. So, you know, maybe it was that. Maybe you just stopped talking. Maybe, you know, that's why too they pressed the issue as well, because you just gave up on your knowledge, kind of, you know.
And knowing Brother Hardister all these years, he was here from the beginning. When I first walked into the temple, there was Brother Hardister, our grand governor. This brother always getting pulled over. He don't never have a license. Don't never have plates. Like, he's an expert at dealing with these policy enforcers. He really doesn't care. Like, and it's funny that you told us this story again, because it's like, man, they actually took you to jail this time. He's really a ruthless brother. But what it is he believed in the prophet in our temple so much that he's just like, whatever. I'm gonna be out. You know, he probably didn't have time to play, right? He knew I'm gonna get, because this happens to him all the time. And I'm fascinated by how many he's been put over like 500 times, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this brother always getting pulled over, but this is why he the governor. He got the game so cold. You know, he knows how to maneuver. He knows. Even if he he was probably playing just to see what's going on. But you know, he got released, and that's showing you this man knows what he's doing. It's just other ways. Like me, for example, I couldn't go to prison. That's just not. It's not in my thing.
That happen.
Right. Islam, y'all, we love you. We will see you next Sunday. We learned so much today. We've been going almost 3 hours, y'all.
Yeah, and I think there's a meeting today. So
there's a meeting today.
Emergency meeting, I think.
Emergency meeting. So please get to the emergency meeting. We love you all. Thank you. Hopefully you learned something. 1453 Byzantine. Check that out. There's some real stuff. The prophet. We love y'all,
There's
man.
some people in the chat, so don't hang up really quick. I don't know.
Okay. There's some people in chat. We're gonna read the chat real quick.
Brother Booyer, what document was that? That's in the chat. They're asking, what document were you reading from?
I was currently reading the Moorish American travel document that the brother Nine Feathers made as domicile in what would that be considered? He's in China. I don't know. I forgot the name of it, but he's in China, and he's currently giving out.
And they don't really have to honor it, but it's the fact of assimilating the information and knowing how it relates to you. So I just quoted something that was like a brief summary that's part of the Moorish American document, which has our different creeds, and it has the treaty of friendship and peace in it, and the Constitution, but the Constitution for the United States. Two different things. Of and for are two different things. The one for is the one that the Moors put together in reference to, you know, the corporate state, and the one of is the one that they are referring to as far as their procedure. So it's long, you know, but I just wanted to quote that to show that there are protocols they need to stand by, and there is information we need to be cognizant of so that we don't get kidnapped. That's all, more.
Islam, if you could put that in the chat, if possible.
Islam. I can't hear you. You on your volume went out.
Oh shoot. Let me see. What's going on with the volume? Let's see. Oh, okay. Hello, you hear me now? Is it better?
I hear you.
Yeah. So could you put that in the chat?
Still muted, Mo. I can't hear you, Mo.
Oh wow. You can hear me? Everybody can hear me. I don't know. I think you might be
hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Islam, could you put that in the chat for us if possible? I don't know.
Somebody said 111.
Oh, 111. 111. I don't know. You
He was
read
just giving the time as to what we are right now. It's
Oh,
111.
111. Yeah, that was a good angel number. Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? Oh,
all right, y'all. We're gonna
Brother Boyer.
Here.
Brother Boyer, can you hear me?
Here, yes.
Islam, I can hear you, sis.
We wanted to know what document it was that you were reading. If you could put it in the chat so we could get it ourselves.
All right, so I can't put it in the chat, but it's the Moorish American travel document that the brother Nine Feathers made currently inside China. If you go online, he he has a site that's called the Moorish American Travel Document website. And when you go on there, you have the option of purchasing the travel document along with a Moorish American travel ID. And he also does birth certificates and all that. But I just received the information so I can have more firepower as far as studying and different forms of ID, because the ID claims to be a Lodio American national. But this is not something I flash on the policy enforcers because I don't want them saying anything. But in the back of it is letting the individual identify a picture on the reverse as a natural-born American national of the de jure United States of America and is a national per important. Policy enforcers must contact the Moorish American Consulate if detaining this individual as detailed in the Vienna Convention or Consular Relations. Any unlawful treatment towards this cardholder violates against the constitutional and human rights to force contract under stress, duress, and coercion. So I found it interesting to have this because it gives them an understanding of who I am, and with the knowledge itself, I keep them at bay.
Right. That's how it works. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, but that's all I want to share. I don't
One more
have
time. So you said the Moorish American travel document.
Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
put it in the
You
chat.
can go
Thank
online
you.
and they'll direct. Yes, ma'am.
Islam. But yeah, like he said, with the knowledge of self and an understanding of the laws and procedures, you're unstoppable. Right? All right, let's go ahead and pray.
Yeah,
We love
we
y'all.
gotta go, you
We gotta
guys.
get to the babies, the kids, the children.
Right.
Two on the right, 5 on the left. Sit or stand in silent benediction as I pray us out. Allah, bind our hearts and minds back to our ancient fathers' divine creed and principles. This we ask in thy holy name and the 7 Elohim, which are the 7 creative spirits, which create everything. Islam. Ameen.
Islam, Islam,
Love y'all.
everyone. Hope to see you guys next Sunday again, 10:30 Pacific time.
Be great.
We love you guys. Be great. Be inspired. Be uplifted.
Yes.
Live with your 5 principles, you guys, and
Rock your
everything
turban,
will be.
rock your fez.
Yes, rock your turban, rock your fez. We love you guys.
And we'll see you next
inspired.
Sunday. Love you too. Bye-bye.
Islam.